trophy-winning Jets on the road here tonight. And let's hear what Dallas Stars head coach Pete DeBoer had to say before today's game.
Well, I think, we've put them in a situation like this before after game one, and they played their best game of the series maybe, and we didn't match that. So on us tonight, that's our lesson in this. We know what we're going to get. We've got to make sure our game's better than it was in game two.
Having survived and thrived in a game 7, what's the biggest benefit as you try to close out another opponent?
Well, it's not game 7, right? Yeah. Listen, we've got to play. We got to play a competitive, hard road game. I think the blueprint's probably. If you watched the Florida Leaf game last night, Florida came in on the road, tough environment, critical game, and stuck to their game plan better than the other team did. So that's the goal.
Miro's obviously not a mid-season form yet. It's going to take him some time. But what does he bring, even at limited option, limited strength, and 15 minutes a night?
Well, he affects all parts of our game, even though he's not 100% yet. His composure with the puck, his puck movement, his ability to transition us up the ice from our own end through the neutral zone, power play, and that doesn't even touch his defending and his gaps and things like that.
Do you have a sense of how far you can push him this early?
I think he felt, we eased in, he felt great, so we'll just keep going.
We talked yesterday about 40 minutes on 7-11 defensive minutes. It seems like you also changed a little bit, especially Bichel and Petro. How does that affect if you play 7-11 again? Is it a big deal?
Well, it's just natural. That's going to affect when you change the numbers at the forward group and the D group. It's going to affect them the opposite, right? Where forwards are going to get more ice time, D are going to get less. But I was happy with both areas.
It's not long ago we were talking about need for depth scoring from your group, and then since game 3, I think 11 different guys other than Mirov hit the score sheet. What have you seen in them coming alive?
Yeah. Well, I always felt it was a matter of time if we just stuck with what we were doing. We've got too good of players with too good a track records not to score eventually. But I think part of the playoffs is you have to be comfortable not scoring. Everyone makes a big deal about scoring. Vegas gets eliminated last night by Edmonton in a 0-0 game, 1-0 in overtime, and you've got the two greatest offensive players in the world on the ice. If you throw Jack Eichel in, maybe 3 of the top 5 or 6. So you got to be comfortable that it's okay, that you're not scoring, that you're still finding ways to win.
Peter, I don't know what the Scandinavian equivalent is for keeping up with the Joneses, but as Rupe Hintz hearing about it, it's his turn now to get a hat trick.
Yeah, again, you guys, everyone talks about offense, and I'm not worried about offense. This is, you get to this time of year, the teams that are left, this is who sticks with it longest, who can grind out wins. Yeah.
Just on the note of being comfortable not scoring, I imagine that takes some maturity or evolution. How do players develop it?
Well, we force feed it to them. It's not easy, it's not easy. These guys, a lot of them are used to getting points. A lot of them judge their performance on stats, because they've been those players their whole life, and that's the tough part of this time of year, is you're judged on other parts of your game. The other parts of your game have to be in the right place, or you don't move forward.
That was Pete DeBoer ahead of tonight's Game 5. The Stars and the Jets from Winnipeg, Manitoba. A chance for Dallas to send the Jets home for an earlier summer than they anticipated. Pre-game show brought to you by PNC Bank. PNC, an official partner of the Dallas Stars. Coming up next, we'll hear from Josh and Razor. This is Dallas Stars Hockey on the Ticket.
At Comerica Bank, we're creating opportunity for entrepreneurs to stop dreaming and start doing, for gig workers to become business owners, for small businesses to go toe-to-toe with the big dogs. At Comerica Bank, we're creating opportunity beyond bank accounts. We're providing free office space, free advertising, free competitive research, and more to help small businesses do more with less. To learn more, visit Comerica.com/succeed. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender. Offers available to Comerica small business customers only. Terms apply.
If you're a Dallas Stars fan, you know all about winning. That's why you'll feel right at home at Choctaw Casinos and Resorts. Start your night off with a victory of your own in our state-of-the-art poker room. Grab a front row seat to an epic concert, or sit back and catch the big game in our amazing sports bar. Come discover your next win at Choctaw Casinos and Resorts, official partner of the Dallas Stars.
Hey Stars fans, look no further than the Children's Health Star Centers for the coolest birthday party in town. With 4 different packages to choose from, you can find the perfect party that works for any size group. Enjoy private ice time, party rooms, pizza, broom ball, and more for the best party around. So be sure to think of the Children's Health Star Centers for your next birthday or private event. For more information and inquiries, please visit us at dallasstars.com/starcenters.
At PNC Bank, an official partner of Dallas Stars, we've always taken a boring approach to handling your money. Not only is it smart, it's reliable. And why would we ever want to be unreliable with anyone's money? Some of those customers could be big, tough hockey players who gladly give up their teeth for a win. Oh, that's gonna hurt. But really, we just think boring is the smartest way to help ensure your money's there for exciting things in life. Like intentionally placing your body in front of a frozen rubber puck traveling at 100 miles per hour. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
Dallas Stars playoff hockey is on the ticket.
Here's the Stars with a 3-1 series lead, so a chance to send Winnipeg home tonight. The pregame show brought to you by PNC Bank, PNC, an official partner of the Dallas Stars. And for the first time tonight, let's hear from the guys calling the game, Josh Bogorad and Daryl Razor Ray.
Thanks very much, guys. So here, Game 5, Razor, an opportunity for the Stars to close out the number 1 team from the regular season, but because they're the number 1 team from the regular season, everybody expecting that to be a very difficult task here tonight. Based on what we've seen through 4 games, and specifically the 2 on this ice when they've had last change, what do you expect to see from both sides this evening?
I expect to see patient urgency. The Stars are going to come into this game with the idea that they're going to have to win it, 2-1 or something like that, right? Like their checking game is going to have to lead. They're going to need saves from Jake, stay in the game. I mean, game number 2 here was the same thing that we witnessed on repeat in the regular season, and they can't let that happen to them again, where you're 30 minutes into the game and it feels like it's over. And that's their game. They get ahead and just grind you down and give you very little. I'm curious to see how the Jets come out, because we'll get teams beat in situations like this is if they're a little bit petrified and they don't do enough. That they're concerned that little things will turn into big things and they'll be on to summer. And instead of being aggressive with the puck and being aggressive to get the puck back, they sort of stand around a little bit and wait for things to happen somewhat. And I think that's one of the great things that their coach, Scott Arniel, has driven into them this year, is that they need to get after it more. And it was one of the major reasons why they were tough to beat in the regular season. They had a great guy in goal, and he would make all those saves. It was pretty predictable what was going on in front of them, but they worked and hustled to get the puck back, and they were pretty direct and attacked with it offensively. So if they get to that game, it's going to be difficult for the Stars tonight. They'll likely need Jake Ottinger to stand on his head. If they stand around a little bit, it's going to play right into the Stars' MO of how they like to conduct themselves here in Game 5.
Something else Arniel has done in the games, especially here, he's had the ability to line match, and we saw that Adam Lowry line, such a difficult one to deal with against the all-Finn trio. This is going to be an 11-7 deployment for the Stars, something a little different than the 2 games that they had up here. How much, if at all, does that change things and what Pete DeBoer tries to do to counter Arniel?
Well, I mean, double shift is always part of the equation. I always feel like if you're a good bench coach, you're going to be able to get some matchups you want on the fly within games. You know, offensive zone starts after icings or opportunities. There's little stuff within the game. It's not as easy to hard match as maybe it once was in this league. There's no question. I think you and I were talking about it earlier in the series. Like, it appears like the Jets like to match lines. The Stars like to match defensemen against lines on the other side. At least that's their lead. There are preferences on who they'd like to play against another line as far as, you know, forwards are concerned. I you know, for my money, part of this thing tonight is going to be whether the Jets can get, you know, something out of the depth of their lineup too. And that's where the Stars can crush you with 11-7. So there's a spot open for your best offensive players on another line. And, you know, you saw, what did Mikko play last game? Like 23, 24 minutes, something like that. And it's not just him, but you have the ability to turn your fourth line into a sort of pseudo second line. And I don't know that the Jets even have a comfortable, dangerous-looking second line. And their fourth line, for me, has been awful and hasn't played all that much within the game. So that could be a tipping point here tonight as well.
So the Stars, they go for the knockout blow here against the Winnipeg Jets. We're counting down to opening faceoff, boys, as we send it back to you.
Gentlemen, thank you. Pre-game show brought to you by PNC Bank, PNC, an official partner of the Dallas Stars. Coming up next, final segment before we go back to Manitoba, the TXU Energy Power Player of the Game. This is Dallas Stars hockey on the ticket.
Legendary. Man, what a fun word to say. Hello, it's Dane Miner, General Manager from Freeman Toyota, and our transparency is legendary. When I say you can buy a brand new 2025 4x4 Crewmax Tundra with only $995 down and just $337 a month, that's the real deal. $995 down, $337 a month for the big 4x4 Crewmax Tundra at Freeman Toyota. Shop online at freemantoyota.com.
Call 866-227-6570 for details.
Sunshine, stellar vibes, and real good times. Deep Eddy is starting summer early this year by bringing the tropics to you with new Deep Eddy Pineapple Vodka. Handcrafted with real pineapple, Deep Eddy Pineapple Vodka is filled with bold, refreshing pineapple flavor that transports you to your own private tropical island. Deep Eddy Pineapple is ready for wherever, whenever, and whoever you are raising a glass with.
Please drink responsibly. Deep Eddy Pineapple Vodka is a product of Deep Eddy Distilling Company, Austin, Texas. 35% alcohol by volume. Distilled by Corn.
Congratulations to the Stars on a terrific season. I'm looking forward to a long playoff run. Hi, this is Sharon Moore, President and CEO of City Credit Union. If you're looking for a new car or truck, City Credit Union's online application and quick decisioning make it easy. Our loan experts will help you through the entire process, and we do everything online. Get started at citycu.org/apply. City Credit Union is a proud partner of the Dallas Stars.
Certain restrictions apply, subject to credit approval. See Credit Union for details. Federally insured by NCUA.
This is the Dallas Stars pregame show, brought to you by PNC Bank on the radio home of the Dallas Stars. Sports Radio 96.7 and 1310, The Ticket.
Stars and Jets from Winnipeg, Game 5 of this second-round series, and Dallas up 3-1, a chance to win in 5 for only the second time since 2000, which is kind of hard to believe when you think about all the playoff success throughout those seasons. The pregame show brought to you by PNC Bank, PNC, an official partner of the Dallas Stars. Michael Dixon, Bruce Levine, here on Sports Radio 96.7 and 1310, The Ticket. All right, you heard Josh say it. And the Stars have a chance to deal a knockout blow, which would be big in many ways. First and foremost, you match what your prospective conference final opponent Edmonton just did. So you don't want to get stuck in a long series with the Oilers waiting for whoever comes out of this. But as we transition, Bruce, TXU Energy, the power player of the game, TXU Energy, energy for everything. I still think, even though you heard Pete DeBoer say that this time of year, you need guys to be comfortable not scoring, or at least you have to be comfortable playing in games where you don't score a whole lot. That doesn't necessarily mean you can get by with some of your big guys not doing what you need them to do. Matthew Shane, he's got 5 assists, which is tied for 6th on the Dallas roster. Make that tied for 7th on the Dallas roster, but he's tied with Sam Steele. 5 assists, 5 points in total through 11 games, no goals. And Duchesne has not scored a playoff goal since the overtime winner against Colorado Game 6 of the second round last year. So I'm going with Matt Duchesne because I think tonight's the night. I think Duchesne's got a goal in him, and the Stars need some of that.
Well, we're both going to go with somebody who's not finished tonight, which is sort of interesting. Sam Steele does have 3 assists in this series. Helps when you're getting double shifted with Mikko Rantanen to put some helpers up on the board. I am going with Wyatt Johnston tonight. Johnny's got 1 goal in this series. It was the goal that made it 5-2 the other day on Game 3 in Dallas. But I expect Wyatt Johnston, he's been so great in closeout games. I think he's going to be good tonight. He's going to probably start with Jason Robertson. I think we're going to see Wyatt Johnston play to the level we saw last year in the postseason. And if Dallas does win, this will be the first time since 98, 99, 2000 that they have gone to 3 consecutive conference finals.
All right, that's Bruce Levine and Michael Dixon. We'll be back with you for the first intermission. Now let's go live to Winnipeg with Josh and Razor.
Thanks very much, guys, and welcome everybody inside Canada Life Center, where the Stars have a 3-1 series lead over the Winnipeg Jets, and Dallas, on the strength of back-to-back wins on home ice, will move here to the road tonight, where they are 1-1 in the series. Razor, a chance to do something that we've talked about is as difficult as it gets, and that's take a very good team and end their season, add to it in this environment. We just talked in the pregame about what type of game you expect. If Dallas is going to get the job done, they're definitely going to have to earn it here tonight, you'd imagine, against these Jets.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, they're not going to go quietly, this group, and you can turn tables on a team and make them, feel and buckle under some of the pressure of finality, your season coming to an end, such a spectacular regular season, and then, they barely got through the opening round and now find themselves having lost 3 of the first 4 in the second round. So, look, they're going to have to get a super sharp game out of Jake Ottinger again, and he's been excellent in this series. And they're gonna have to play their team game. They're a funny group, right? Because they've had some of these just miraculous individual efforts that have been a huge part of their victories, but at the same time they've won when they shouldn't, which is a really nice trait to have come playoff time, where maybe there's circumstances within whatever game, whether it be at home or on the road, where most times you get beat when those things happen, and they've been able to survive it, and as you often hear in this sport, just found a way to win, and they're very good at finding a way to win. They did that throughout the regular season. So if they can muster up one of these really strong playoff games on the road, not going to be easy, might take more than 60 minutes to get it done, but they certainly have the individuals and the group effort and the goaltender to end this thing here tonight in Winnipeg.
Every series brings different storylines. You think back to the opening round, and we came in talking about the fact that the biggest storyline was Mikko Rantanen. He wound up being the biggest storyline in the finish, and has continued that here. But maybe, arguably, the biggest storyline heading into this second round series was the matchup in net, and you alluded to what Jake Ottinger has done. How about the flip side? Connor Hellebuck, amidst all those question marks, what do you make of the first 4 games we've seen from him, and what do the Stars do to try and exploit him here tonight in Game 5?
Yeah, well, look, Game 2 here was Connor Hellebuck. That's why he's up for MVP of the league and is going to be named the best goaltender this season. A shutout. It was how he went about it, too. He had to make a couple of scrambling saves. I've said this before, Josh, that to me, and it's going to sound demeaning, but he's like if you're going to use football parlance, he's like a pocket quarterback. And when when his offensive line is giving him all the time in the world, and things are working well downfield for him, that he just sits and picks the other team apart. And for him, he needs a lot of things to be lined up. And when that happens, he's almost impossible to beat. Now, when those things break down and the quarterback's expected to scramble and try to make plays, and that's not really Connor Hellebuck's bailiwick. Like, he is not a terrific scrambler. Jake is better. Jake's got a more relaxed stance in there, and that his athleticism shows a little bit better. And what's happened to Hellebuck is he's struggled upstairs. He's fought the puck at times. He's had all kinds of difficulty in the playoffs, especially on the road, not so much here at home, in tracking the puck through traffic. Now, that's not all on him. Some of that's on the guys in front of him not boxing out. But if you're going to just distill it down to, okay, well, here's Jake and here's him. Ottinger's made all the saves, or pretty much all the saves that he's supposed to, and a bunch that you just look at and say, man, that's a game changer, that's a game saver, those big moments. And then you look at Hellebuck, and he's let in some goals that he should stop, and I don't think he's made any of those saves outside of that shutout in Game 2 that you ask your goaltender to make if you're going to play 4 rounds in the Stanley Cup playoffs. So that's the biggest difference. The Stars are going to try to take it, all his vision away and scramble in there for rebounds, all the stuff that has made hay for them. And for the Jets, they're going to try to make this as uncomfortable for Jake Ottinger as humanly possible, because in a lot of ways he's looked extremely comfortable in net because of the way they've attacked him.
Stars won games 1, 3, and 4, and you alluded to the big individual performances. Mikko Rantanen supplying all the scoring they needed in Game 1. Mikhail Granlund coming off his outstanding performance in Game 4. All the scoring that Dallas would need in that one. The other game, they got goals from 5 different players in a 5-2 victory on home ice. Feel like I'm tempted to ask you heading into Game 5, okay, so who gets the hat trick tonight? Because it's felt like that kind of postseason for the Stars.
I'll pick a Finn.
Maybe one from the blue line, or Rope hits the obvious
I would lean toward Rope, but
okay.
it could be anybody. Just incredible stuff. Like when you look at the way things have gone, here the Stars are on the cusp of heading to another conference final, and the way they've done it this year, their penalty kill has saved their fannies repeatedly. I mean, I think back to that series against Colorado where they took late game penalties that usually get you killed, especially against an excellent power play, and the penalty kill bailed them out. It's done it in this series a few times. They have one power play goal in the series, and they were the best power play in the regular season. So, when you look at these things, the Stars have used all kinds of different apparati to get to where they're at here tonight, where they can end the season for a President's Trophy winning club. Not going to be easy, but the wonderful thing the Stars have is they have 3 to make 1 here now. I don't think they want to waste the 1 here tonight. It's not going to be easy. They'd feel comfortable going home, obviously, but just don't give this team any momentum, any belief at all if they can do that tonight.
If so much boils down to special teams and goaltending, you just kind of touched on the special teams. I'd like to stay there and get your take on why we've seen those types of numbers. Dallas, we know how strong their penalty kill. It's been that way for 3 years running now, but to do what they've done against the opposition that they've faced, dating back to the opening round against Colorado and then Winnipeg, arguably 2 of the best power plays in the league, and Dallas has made them look extremely pedestrian. How have they done it?
Yeah, well, I think Colorado did it to themselves at times, to be honest with you, in the opening round by not changing tactics. They just expected it to change, and they had one guy that could score, and even McKinnon's goals, I think 2 of his power play goals in the series, Jake should have probably stopped. So they should have been actually better, and they were almost borderline miraculous. What they do well is, as soon as the opposition has their eyes toward the glass or toward the boards, you watch it again here tonight. When their bodies are on the perimeter and they just attack. They just go. And they work as a unit of 4 independently to pressure the puck, but off one another to make sure they don't leave these big gaps and holes within the middle of the ice. And they've done the same thing against the Jets in their power play. You can see Winnipeg try to attack down lower near the net, and around there the Stars have either had it sniffed out, gotten a magnificent save out of Jake Ottinger, or they've just miscued, because a lot of times it's about your penalty kill and your goaltender, and also what they're not doing on their power play. And I think those 2 things have conspired against the Jets in the series.
Stars have to contend with this Jets team, and the crowd you hear in the background, the whiteout in full effect. Dallas has already handed Winnipeg their lone home ice loss in this postseason. That came in Game 1. If they can do it tonight, it would be the final game here of this second round series. We've got more coming up, so don't go anywhere. We're counting you down to an 8:50 puck drop for Game 5, the Stars and the Jets from Canada Life Center. We're back with more right after this. This is Dallas Stars Playoff Hockey. It's brought to you by PNC Bank and heard right here on The Ticket.
Children's Health is the official pediatric home of Dallas Stars fans. Every day, Children's Health is pushing the boundaries of what incredible care for children looks like. From groundbreaking research to technological innovations, Children's Health is constantly discovering the cutting-edge treatments that lead to greater outcomes. From their relentless care teams to their commitment to every family, Children's Health will stop at nothing to give kids the care they need for the future they deserve. Visit childrens.com to learn more.
This is Chris Lewis of Chris Lewis & Associates. Sometimes it pays to have a star on your team, like when you're accused of a serious crime or become the victim of a severe injury due to negligence. Events like these can destroy the life you've built unless you take fast action. Reach out to lewisdefense.com or call 214-444-1000. Let us fight for you. That's lewisdefense.com, your star team for criminal defense and serious injury representation.
At Comerica Bank, we're creating opportunity for entrepreneurs to stop dreaming and start doing, for gig workers to become business owners, for small businesses to go toe-to-toe with the big dogs. At Comerica Bank, we're creating opportunity beyond bank accounts. We're providing free office space, free advertising, free competitive research, and more to help small businesses do more with less. To learn more, visit comerica.com/succeed. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender. Offers available to Comerica small business customers only. Terms apply.
The best plays happen when the whole team's in sync. And at Baylor Scott & White, the Heart Hospital, heart health is no different. From offense to defense, every move matters. And with nationally ranked heart and vascular care across North Texas, you've got a winning team right here at home. Whether it's an assist, a comeback, or the ultimate hat trick, we're going for your goals. Baylor Scott & White, the Heart Hospital, the power to live better.
Stepping into the Kia K4 or K5 isn't just getting behind the wheel of any average sedan. It's stepping into what's next. With a K4, it's stepping into a world that's exciting. With a K5, it's one that's bold. The Kia K4 and K5, the next movement for sedans. See your local Kia dealer or visit kia.com to learn more.
Kia, movement that inspires. Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely. If you're a Dallas Stars fan, you know all about winning. That's why you'll feel right at home at Choctaw Casinos and Resorts. Start your night off with a victory of your own in our state-of-the-art poker room. Grab a front row seat to an epic concert, or sit back and catch the big game in our amazing sports bar. Come discover your next win at Choctaw Casinos and Resorts, official partner of the Dallas Stars.
Stars hockey on The Ticket. The Ticket.
We welcome you back inside here from Winnipeg, Manitoba. Josh Bogorod, Darryl Ray, just before the start of Game 5 here between the Stars and the Jets. The winner of this series will go on and meet the Edmonton Oilers, who wrapped up their other side of this second round in the Western Conference in 5 games last night. As we sit right now, it's the Hurricanes in the closing minute who have a 2-1 lead in Washington and trying to close out that series, Razor. So, yeah, low scoring certainly feels like that's the mode for the road team to try and get things done in a situation like this.
Yeah, and if you listen to Pete DeBoer this morning, he didn't come out and say it, but you could tell he's prepping his crew for a 2-1 game here tonight in Winnipeg. They'd like to be the 2 and the 2-1, but unlikely that this, turns into a goal-scoring spree in this. Both teams have kind of had their defensive games on display. There hasn't been a ton of shots on goal game to game in it, so I suspect we're in for one of those here tonight.
If you look at individuals of who you can highlight right now, we talked about obviously the goaltending, and I feel like that goes without saying for any postseason game, especially closeout games or stave-off elimination games. But up front, defensively, if you're keying in on guys from either side, from the Stars standpoint and then the Jets standpoint, who jumps out at you in this one, Razor?
Well, from the Jet side, their top line, they're going to get an opportunity to deploy them differently, and just Scheifele and Kyle Connor, they were both top 10 in the regular season in goal scoring. They combined for 80 goals. Like that's a worrisome twosome, and then Velarde's on the other side. But I look at like Nemesnikov and Perfetti, who was great, like a tipper for them at the end of that St. Louis series. They've been abysmal in this series. That's their second line. You know what you're going to get out of their checking line. You know who they're going to try to sick them on tonight, Adam Lowry and Niederreiter and Appleton. So they're going to get very little out of their fourth line because they're not going to play all that much, likely. On the Star side of things, it's a curious lineup. You wonder when Jason Robertson is going to feel a little more comfortable and maybe pop something. Been so good against the Jets in his regular season career. Obviously, this is the first time these two teams have met postseason. And a guy like Evgeny Dodonov too. I always look at those guys that they're not keying on. They're not the number on the board that they have circled, but they can have such a massive impact and score that goal in a game like this that sends them on to another conference final.
Stars tonight are playing their 12th game of this postseason. In the Pete DeBoer era, the last 3 years combined, this is their 50th playoff game. So they've been in situations like this, had a chance on home ice to close out Colorado in a 3-1 series lead in the second round last year, and got Colorado's best and forced that series back to Denver. How much do experiences like that help out in a situation like this?
I always think that if the experience is good, then it's a good thing. If it's bad, maybe not so much. Neither of these teams are really in their element tonight. The Stars have not closed out a lot in their history on the road. The Jets have been awful at times trying to extend series when they've been facing elimination on home ice, both as the Jets 1.0 and the Jets 2.0.
MVP chants in the background as they introduce Connor Hellebuck, so certainly they're trying to make him feel as comfortable on home ice as possible. We are just about set. Puck drop is coming up on the other side of this, so keep it tuned right here. We start Game 5 next. It's the Stars and Jets here on The Ticket.
The Dallas Stars are moving on to the Stanley Cup playoffs and take on the Winnipeg Jets in round 2. More like lose a peg. Am I right? Hear every Stars playoff game on The Ticket. Then hear from head coach Pete DeBoer Wednesdays at 5:55 on the hotline. The Musers take a shift with Daryl Razor Ray the morning after every game. Plus Matt Duchene hits the sweet spot and Josh Bogorod storms the invasion. Stars playoff hockey. Only on Sports Radio 96.7 and 1310, The Ticket. The Ticket knows that you're already stressing out about summer vacation.
This is no longer a vacation. It's a quest for fun.
School will be out, and it'll be time to load the family into the wood panel station wagon. Whether you find yourself in Wally World, Vegas, or Europe.
Sorry, folks, park's closed. The moose out front should have told you.
You need a vacation from your vacation. Stick your earbuds in and stream The Ticket. Anywhere, anytime you want. Instant escape from the stress of your family vacation. We got you on Sports Radio 96.7 and 1310, The Ticket.
Hey, I'm Trey, an advanced manufacturing manager at Siemens Fort Worth plant. I help engineer the production lines which power America's tech sector, all while earning great pay and benefits that support my loved ones. At Siemens, I don't have to choose between growing my skills or strengthening American manufacturing. Working here, I can do both. Join our team and transform the everyday with us. Apply now at usa.siemens.com/txjobs.
Who likes mosquitoes? No need to move that party inside. Mosquito Nix, the leader in mosquito control, offers smart mosquito misting systems that eliminate flying, biting, pesky insects like mosquitoes, ticks, and even flies, creating a comfortable place for your kids and pets to play outside. Mention you're a P1 and get $500 off. Mosquito Nix, protecting outdoor lifestyles. Purchase the smart Mosquito Nix misting system and mention you're a P1 to unlock your $500 off. But offer ends soon. Find them at mosquitonix.com. Offer good for new customers only.
Dallas Stars hockey on The Ticket. The Ticket! The Ticket presents the 14th annual Macho's Help Storage Jump Jam. Jump Jam. Join us at the Longhorn Ballroom Friday, May 30th for Jump Jam and our headliner, the great Randy Rogers.
We don't have to go anywhere.
Tickets are going fast at theticket.com. What are you waiting for? All proceeds benefit the Senior Source. Brought to you by Yellow Rose, premium American whiskey. And the station that can't hold a note with a paper sack. Sports Radio 96.7 and 1310, The Ticket. It's not Cowboys off-season on The Ticket.
Thanksgiving game hosting the Kansas City Chiefs. How about that?
It's Cowboys schedule season.
Last time this happened, Chiefs on Turkey Day was 1995. Also the last time the Cowboys went to the Super Bowl. And they beat Kansas City. Because they always win on Thanksgiving.
From the station that already has our trip to training camp in Oxnard scheduled, that's a win! Sports Radio 96.7 and 1310, The Ticket. This is Dallas Stars hockey on The Ticket. KTCK-FM Flower Mound, KTCK-AM Dallas Fort Worth, Sports Radio 96.7 and 1310, The Ticket, a Cumulus media station.
Hello, everybody, and welcome inside Canada Life Center. Stars in the Winnipeg Jets. Josh Bogorod, Darryl Ray. Game 5 of the second-round series. Dallas with a 3-1 lead. Razor, our starting goaltenders.
Jake Ottinger has been the much steadier, overall better netminder in the series so far, and he's made those clutch saves at key junctures throughout. Save percentage is at .929, which is excellent. Connor Hellebuck down to our right has not been great, but he was perfect the last time these two teams faced off here. 21 save shutout, and the Jets only win in the series.
The Stars here on the road begin with Wyatt Johnston, Jason Robertson, and Mikko Rantanen. Another 11 forward, 7 defenseman deployment, second straight game since Heiskanen's return. And the puck is dropped. We are underway. Game 5 here of this second-round series. Stars an opportunity to punch their ticket to their 3rd straight Western Conference final, trying to knock out the team with the best record in the NHL's regular season. Miro Heiskanen is out there. He'll feed it across for Robertson. Heiskanen played just shy of 15 minutes in his first game in more than 100 days 2 nights ago back in Dallas. Scheifele down the left wing wall, gets clogged up there by Cody Ceci, who's playing in career playoff game number 100 and has been very good in his first go-round in a Star sweater. Stumped back in, Ceci plucked it away from Connor, their leading point man from the regular season and in the postseason. Stars steal it, had to work onside, and it's shot in by Matt Duchene. Ben, Duchene, Sagan. Is this trio to begin things for Pete DeBoer with the deployment? Off a stick, the Jets fire one cross corner. Now it is DeMello at the point across. Shot redirected, and Nemesnikov, side of the crease. Ottinger pounces on it. There was room for Nemesnikov. Ceci tied him up and may have saved the goal. 1:08 in.
Jake Ottinger gives Cody Ceci a little tap after that. Yeah, he just had enough leverage over top of Nemesnikov's stick. It was a big, juicy hop off the end boards. I'm not sure whether Ottinger's left leg would have gotten back there. The Jets need somebody like that to cash in. They've been super silent on that line.
Thomas Harley behind the Dallas net, plays it up ahead. Granlund, the bank pass for Ope Hintz, tried to work around Lowry. The forward played it well defensively. Certainly a big part of his MO, the captain of the Jets. Niederreiter and Labushkin, they tie up as Mason Appleton sends it around for Pionk. He shovels it low underneath the Stars' end line. Behind the net in the trapezoid it's fought for. Clogged up, the Stars work it free. And Mikael Granlund spins to some freedom and lifts it all the way down the sheet. That puck actually took a forward bounce and became an icing, so Dallas cannot change.
Really slick surface, so that drags the Finns back out here. They were trying to get a change in. It's a weird dynamic, right? Because it's pretty obvious that Scott Arniel wants to match the Lowry line against them, but with the end of a shift and an attack zone face-off, it's going to be Scheifele in their top line. right back out here again. Scheifele's had an awful time winning draws.
He gets warned here as the attacking center against Rope Hintz, and Scheifele wins it anyway. Up at the line, Luke Shen played it to Connor. He blew a tire, fell down at the half wall, comes to him as he was getting back up. Managed to keep it alive, but the Stars steal possession. They work it to the near side, and then Rantanen gets a deflection all the way down, and this one does have enough legs, back-to-back icing, so the Stars still cannot change.
They have Mason Marchment out here. Mason almost won that race to the loose puck down there against the slow-booted Luke Shen. And there's a curious kind of segment with that top line back out there again. There was no real urgency and aggressiveness out of them, and Stars worked it around the near side, chipped it out, but too far. This ice surface is slick, I can tell you that.
Nemesnikov against Hintz. Nemesnikov again gets warned and then wins it. There's deja vu from the Scheifele draw. DeMello will bank it wide. Behind the net, Nikolai Ehlers. Now DeMello shot blocked by Mikko Rantanen, airmailed that one high out of play, and Dallas can mix in the change now.
I don't know how you'd look at that little segment of time. It's nothing more than a missed opportunity for the Jets, who just were kind of lackadaisical as they attack things there, and it has allowed the Stars to finally get most of that Finn line, in particular Rantanen and Hintz off the ice. As Game 5 has started slowly here.
Face off to the glove side of Ottinger. Steele on the draw. It's Steele, Marchment, and Dodonov as it's played out to center ice. That puck hopped over Shen. And then Fleury, he gets pursued. Cut off on the wall in Jets territory. Dodonov gets checked but moved it to Marchment at his lane. Cut off Shen. Then Lindell, his shot blocked by Iafallo. Comes back to the Dallas zone, and Miro Heiskanen is on it.
Boy, Shen and Marchment continue their little tete-a-tete.
Dumped ahead by the Stars. Steele knocked down Tanev, and they're going to call a holding penalty. An offensive zone penalty against Sam Steele. He points at himself almost in disbelief as he heads off to the box.
18 Dallas for a hold. He and Tanev were scurrying after a loose puck, and he used his free arm to try to sort of roller derby his way past Brandon Tanev. It wasn't much. I would have taken them both, if anything, and said that was a pretty obvious embellishment from the Jets forward. Instead, it's a Winnipeg power play, and this sets up maybe the key aspect of Game 5 here tonight, and whether the series ends tonight or continues on.
The Jets, who had the #1 ranked power play in the season, right off the draw, and what a save by Jake Ottinger denying Kyle Connor. That's been a repeated storyline in this series.
Yeah, his only goal was that, kind of wraparound stuff thing. This is a pure win. I don't know that Connor got it elevated as high as he wanted, but Ottinger made a tough save, looked sundry.
It's right off the draw. The Stars win this puck drop and clear it all the way down. So the Jets, who are about 29% in the regular season, are just 1 for 16 in this series. Gabe Vilardi got their lone power play goal in Game 2. Just a fantastic run of form from this Dallas penalty kill. Jets set it up behind their net. Josh Morrissey, who has assists in 3 straight games since his return to the Winnipeg lineup. Cut off and recontrolled, but offside as Winnipeg touches. That stops with 16:34 left in the first, 1:23 left on the Steel hold.
Man, you just think of that opportunity, the Jets winning some draws in the early going here in Game 5 in Dallas ice. That one straight to their best goal scorer. Connor hasn't scored a power play goal since Christmas, which is an amazing, amazing stat.
Yeah, especially with the way he
they have the
produced.
#1 power play in the league. He is a 40-goal scorer, and he hasn't scored a power play goal since before Christmas.
Shocking. Ehlers feeds it to the right, in deep. Chance on the doorstep, and Vilardi turned away by Ottinger, who looks ready to go here in Game 5.
Looked as though Gabe Vilardi just sort of hurried that a little bit. He was in tight. There's no elevation. Just bashed it into the right pad of Ottinger.
Vilardi playing in his 8th game of the postseason after he was banged up when this playoff run began for Winnipeg. Over to the right wing side. Wyatt Johnston finds it. Was checked by Nemesnikov, but not before he cleared it all the way down the sheet. 35 to go in the Steel Minor. Power play for the Jets were scoreless very early on here in Game 5 from Winnipeg. Nino Niederreiter banked it. It was read by Jamie Benn, picked it off and cleared it.
Boy, the Stars looked really crisp with a lot of their game. Not their face-off work, but a lot of their defending in their own zone.
Perfetti feeds it to the right side, then Appleton back across Sandberg. Redirection on the doorstep, and it jammed Perfetti a bit. Allowed Ottinger to get over. Not cleared. Sandberg wrister tipped by Appleton, but redirected wide. One more clearance from the Stars winds up in the Dallas bench off of Pionk's stick, and the Stars got through that one and have killed off another. They're 16th of 17 times shorthanded in the series.
Tail end of it, Tanev was back out there. He buried Thomas Harley down in the right wing corner. Harley's fine. Yeah, it's just incredible. The Stars have allowed just one power play goal in their 7 victories in the playoffs. So it's been a humongous part of their success.
Now ahead of 94% in this series, again against the Jets club that was about 30% in the season. Stars at center ice, play it ahead, Wyatt Johnston, but offside as they cross the blue line. So the penalty and then a lot of whistles through the first 5-10 of Game 5.
Which is perfect if you're the Stars. This is what you want. You want speed bumps. You want a little viscosity. You want these fans to just settle their posteriors down deep into their seats. It's a sea of white in here again. They call it the whiteout. And they're not exactly bubbling and thrashing as they've just sort of sat and watched their home team that's looked a little nervy here in the early going.
The Jets win the draw. It's back in their zone now. DeMello up ahead for Lowry. This is the second time the Jets are facing elimination. The other was Game 7. Lowry was the double overtime hero that was in this building 11 nights ago. That miraculous comeback with 2 goals in the final 2 minutes to force overtime and outlast the Blues. Inside the Winnipeg zone, they don't clear. Kept by Thomas Harley. They'll shovel it down deep. Hellebuck restarts for DeMello. Then clanked away off a skate. Grabbed by Johnston. His shot was blocked immediately from the high slot. Robertson, though, up near the blue line and then banked it behind the net. There's a delayed penalty against the Jets. And this is going to be a cross-checking call against them. So the Stars, with Lowry in the box, have dominated special teams on both ends, have a chance once again early.
This one was right on the lower lumbar of Miro Heiskanen and really unnecessary. Again, the Jets haven't been very crisp with their passing. They frittered away a power play opportunity. The Stars don't have a shot yet on goal on Hellebuck to see how he's going to handle the pressure of a must-win on home ice, and we're 6 minutes into the game.
Broken stick right off the draw. Rope Hintz with Barron. It was Hintz's twig that snapped, so all he could do is try and tie up, and the Jets clear it, and they're going to whistle this one down, say it was played via high stick.
What an odd start to the game. Like everyone all revved up and thinking, this is going to be something else. The passion level through the roof, the intensity, throttle through the floor, and it just hasn't happened that way. And again, for the Stars, this is a perfect scenario. They'd like to get something here, though, and have another game tipped on special teams. The Finns have scored all the Stars' power play goals in the series. So if you're going to handicap this one, pick a Finn. Never a bad thing at any time.
Yeah, they got a couple out there in Rantanen and Hintz. Granlund is on the other unit. He had 2 of them in the most recent game in Game 4. Rantanen on the right wing side. He's got it. Up for Harley at the point. Now the left wing. Tip from the slot. And a save made by Hellebuck. He got the puck to the corner. Stars Harley back at the line. Rantanen. Low for Hintz. The angled pass was intercepted, and charging ahead short-handed Barron got angled off by Harley and settled for the push into the zone. Still more than a minute remaining on the Lowry cross-check. The Stars 4 for 11 in the series against the Jets. Translates to better than 36%. Rantanen to the left wing. Shot. Save made by Hellebuck on Sagan. Rantanen's got it. Left wing hash marks for Marchment. Shot initially blocked. Heiskanen holds it in. Had a power play assist to Granlund in Game 4. Two of them combined there on a play to keep possession for Dallas. Heiskanen back for Granlund, top of the right circle. Again for Heiskanen, it jumped on him, and the Stars have to reset at neutral territory. Quick re-entrance, Marchment. He finds Granlund. Mikael Granlund, 5 points in his last 2 games. Up high now for Heiskanen. Back for Granlund. Curling, right wing circle, goes low. Puck loose, side of the net, kept alive, centered, and it finds Heiskanen in front of the blue line. Over to Granlund. His shot off of legs. Heiskanen trying to keep it in the zone. He will. Robertson fires it off the glass. Behind the net for Marchment. 3 seconds left on the Lowry minor. Granlund on the right wing half wall. Drifts into the circle. Fed it over for Sagan. Swing and a miss. Out of the box is Lowry. Both teams go 0 for 1 on the power play. We played just over 8 minutes of Game 5. Lowry lifts it over the back glass, off the protective netting, out of play, and we will step aside. 11:49 remaining in a scoreless first period here in Game 5 from Winnipeg. You're listening to Dallas Stars Playoff Hockey, brought to you by PNC Bank on the Ticket.
Hey everyone, Adney and Brick here to talk about our great podcast, NHL Unscripted with Verk and Demers.
Jason Demers here. After playing 700 NHL games, it turns out I have an opinion or two. Whoever's saying trade one of them, you don't know anything about hockey. I'm on the bandwagon. I'm rooting for this team. With new guests every week, we will talk about hockey and more.
Can't wait till you watch this movie because it's the biggest award of her career.
He went into the cheetah exhibit, the cheetah took a piece out of him, and he came into the ring next day.
Tune in to NHL Unscripted with Verk and Demers, the iHeartRadio app, or wherever you get your podcasts.
The best plays happen when the whole team's in sync. And at Baylor Scott & White, the Heart Hospital, heart health is no different. From offense to defense, every move matters. And with nationally ranked heart and vascular care across North Texas, you've got a winning team right here at home. Whether it's an assist, a comeback, or the ultimate hat trick, we're going for your goals. Baylor Scott & White, the Heart Hospital, the power to live better.
This is Dallas Stars Hockey on the Ticket. KTCK-FM Flower Mound. KTCK-AM Dallas-Fort Worth. Sports Radio 96.7 and 1310 The Ticket. A Cumulus media station.
We are scoreless 8 minutes into Game 5 here in Winnipeg, where they just saluted the firefighters that are battling some pretty nasty wildfires in and around Manitoba. Close here. Woke up this morning, walked out of the hotel to get over to the ring. It smelled like a campfire outside, and it's a damp day and evening here, which is helping the cause. It has been like wet firewood to begin the game inside the building here tonight, too. Not a lot to report. Neither power play really threatened much, and there hasn't been a lot going on. Very careful.
Tyler Sagan, Mark Scheifele, the restart faceoff in the Dallas zone. It's controlled by the Stars. And Esa Lindell skies one out off the glove of Morrissey, then coughed it up Duchesne, and his shot missed the net. Bit of a broken play off of Morrissey, and Duchesne just misfired. In the second round last year against Colorado, it wasn't Game 5, Game 6, deep into the night. Duchesne was the overtime hero, double overtime hero to send the Stars to the conference final. Kyle Connor dumps it in cross corner. Esa Lindell first to it, then Cody Ceci around where Tyler Sagan will follow a bouncing puck, get it ahead for Ben, and then join a rush. Ben could not step inside on Pionk, who without a stick roadblocked him off. Kyle Connor back into the Dallas zone. He's ridden off by Petrovic. Petrovic and Bischel, this third pair, each guy has played every postseason game so far of this playoff run for the Stars. And this is icing against Dallas. They played about 7+ minutes each in that 11-7 deployment 2 nights ago.
Boy, a bit of a missed opportunity for Duchesne. Got a gift from the usually sure-handed Josh Morrissey at the blue line. Again, some of their best players to begin the game here have been double clutchy with the puck, a little timorous with their overall play. It hasn't really flowed for the Jets so far.
Stars win this draw. Liam Bischel to the left wing side. Robertson ahead off the skates of Rantanen. Got it to neutral. It's dumped back in, and Petrovic the first on the scene. Gets chased by Perfetti. Steers it up for Robertson. And turned over to the Jets. They stretch it out to Perfetti. Perfetti gains center ice. Shoots in. Ottinger got a piece, but didn't stop it behind the net. Bischel over for Steele. And Petrovic pestered. Clearing attempt is held into Mesnikov, but good pressure by Steele. Forced it over to Robertson, and Dallas clears. They mix in a change in the process. As Vlad Nemesnikov dumps in wide of Ottinger's net. Harley is the first there for the Stars. Stretched out by Dallas. And now Evgeny Dodonov fights through contact. And gets the puck in the right wing corner. Gets it to Marchment, trying to drag it out in front. The puck winds up whistled down at the side of the net as Hellebuck had it protected. 9:45 remaining in the first period. Still zeros on the board between the Stars and Jets. We are half a period through from Winnipeg. Game 5 on the ticket.
Okay, so I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Wendy's has this new Cajun Crunch chicken sandwich. And to be honest, I'm kind of crushing hard on this Sammy. It's packed with bold Cajun flavors and topped with crispy onions for a satisfying crunch. All on Wendy's iconic spicy chicken sandwich. It's honestly kind of my dream sandwich. I hope it likes me back. For a sandwich you'll love, gotta be Wendy's. Open till midnight or later.
Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's. Hours may vary by location. Are you ready for the ultimate entertainment experience? It's all here, only with Spectrum TV Select. Popular apps are included: Disney Plus, Max, Peacock Premium, Paramount Plus, AMC Plus, and more. And live TV for sports, entertainment, and news. Enjoy across your devices no matter when or where you are. Get Spectrum TV Select and start streaming your favorites today. It's all here. Visit spectrum.com/entertainment. Restrictions apply.
If you've been injured in an accident, you know there's no shortage of attorneys who want your business. But when it comes to results, the numbers speak for themselves. Thomas J. Henry secured over $1 billion for clients in the past 4 years. We've successfully represented thousands of injured Texans, earning over 12,000 five-star reviews on Google. So who is the right attorney for you? Just look at the numbers. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust. San Antonio, Dallas, Texas.
The Stars on the ticket.
The ticket!
Just after 9 o'clock, and I feel like we're still waiting for Game 5 to start. Halfway through the opening period, the shots are 3-2 in favor of the home side. There hasn't been an awful lot going on, as there is an awful lot at stake tonight here in the Peg.
We will restart action inside the Winnipeg zone. Blocker side of Connor Hellebuck. And Dallas wins it. Set up for Heiskanen. The drive got through to Hellebuck. He made the save deep in his crease where he normally is. And Shen had knocked down his man, and Sam Steele took exception to that.
It was a clear face-off win for Steele, and the big hammer of Thor clapper from Miro Heiskanen with like bodies crisscrossing in front of the net. That puck stuck to Hellebuck. I've liked Mason Marchman's start to the game. He was super behaved in Game 4 in Dallas for obvious reasons after getting in all kinds of trouble in Game 3 with the officials and whatnot. He's been right around Hellebuck's habitat a lot.
Stars did not get a lot of offense against the Jets in the regular season. Mason Marchman supplying 2 of the 5 goals they had. He's been kept off the sheet in the points column so far through 4 games here in this second round. Shen catches up, checked hard by Marchman, who continues that straight lines, and then Heiskanen delivers it back around.
The question's almost like which guy is going to take a penalty against the other guy between Shen and Marchman, because they are clacking one another tonight.
Dallas with some room is Harley. Plays keep away from Tanev. His pass towards center. Sandberg had tied up Granlund, so no icing. It's wicked off as it goes the distance. Nino Niederreiter in front of the Winnipeg bench. Goes rink wide for Sandberg. Talented young defenseman. Skates it across the blue line, but lost a handle on it there. It's worked back to him. Flings one to the slot. Settled down. Now Pionk reloads for Sandberg. The return for Pionk from the blue line. Shot save made under the rebound. Lowry could not keep it as he was trying to long reach and sweep it on net.
Kind of a rare rebound off of Ottinger has been so tidy. Some good lateral puck movement by the two D-men there, Pionk and Sandberg.
Crash into the boards between Bischel and Appleton. They cancel out. Petrovic room to skate up to Ben, who leaves it for Rantanen, gets the puck deep. Jamie Benn ties up with DeMello. Scheifele hustling after in the corner, gets checked by Ben, turned the puck over, but the Stars can't hold it at the left point. They got to chase it back. Esa Lindell on the end line. Slowly out of the Dallas zone, ahead for Tyler Seguin, and then lifted. Right back now out for Lindell at center ice, and he shoots one in. On the right wing side, the Stars get a shot. Robertson off the outside of the net. And up for Lindell, and Reach got pressured, forced out to center ice. Again, here comes Johnston. He's in. Centering pass, deflected away, and the Jets are able to escape. Velarde, he charges in. High slot onto the forehand. Ceci stayed with him. The follow-up Connor, and he got a good look away, and Jake Ottinger hung on to it.
That is a stop and a half. Fantabulous save. None tougher than a guy coming late. That puck gets stopped up. It's in the knot of humans. Granlund was on the back of Connor, and he just in one stride whips it on Ottinger. Great concentration. Gets it right with the body, juggles for a second, then hangs on. One of the things that's happening repeatedly, the Jets D have actually sniffed it out and handled it, marked their men well, but the Stars are stretching their forwards. There's a ton of open ice and ease for the Stars to get out of their own zone.
Steele into Mesnikov on the draw, and Ottinger has it roll right back in on him, then almost burped up in the defensive slot. The Stars along the perimeter got away from Dodonov. Again held in, but the Stars one more time. Harley this time can use the glass and get it out to center ice.
Sometimes that's the best safety valve, is the middle of the ice in front of your own net, but not that hard. Second time, Harley just grabs it off the window and out. That's as safe as it gets.
Right back into the Dallas zone where it's fought for. Deep in the Stars' end. Clogged up along the near side boards. The Jets work it out. Morrissey over to Shen. Dallas moving left to right here as a shot. Save made, penalty coming as Ilya Lyubushkin will bank it out. And the Winnipeg Jets were on the attack but wind up taking an interference penalty. So we've seen offensive zone penalties called early on in this one. Perfetti to the box.
Pick play. Everybody's standing around looking for the replay. It's Wes McCauley that announced that penalty unofficially, but the Stars' record this year with McCauley doing their games is 11-0-3. Obviously, that goes back to the regular season with some overtime losses. But another opportunity here late in the period. Long time for Cole Perfetti to get fetched from their bench, make the 85-foot skate of shame, and get incarcerated here, much to the chagrin of the home side.
Time of his penalty, 13:35 of the first period. Stars control and banked out in front. Wyatt Johnston skittered away over to the near side wall and then out to center ice where Harley is on it. And then coughed up and is handed to Lowry. Short-handed is in, and a blocker save by Ottinger. Lowry follows up, and it takes every bit of Harley to muscle him off. Harley brings it out of the Star zone, ahead for Wyatt Johnston. Now 22-year-old Wyatt Johnston celebrated a birthday yesterday. Behind the net, Pionk clears it around the wall and all the way down.
There's no question the penalty killers are ahead of the power play personnel to begin Game 5.
Harley drops it off. Rope hints. Here he comes through center ice. Chip ahead down the right wing side. Shen is the first to it. Got it to Nemesnikov all kinds of time. He can fling it down the sheet.
Didn't really understand that entry from the Stars. They tried to put it down the tunnel of doom. Nothing but bodies in blue.
Mikko Rantanen. Feels like he gets the boo treatment everywhere he goes because of what he's done to opposition so far, but another turnover and clearance.
He just ran into the ambush that time. This is not going well.
2/3 of the way through power play number 2. The Stars bring it back in. Granlund over for Robertson. And Granlund off the right side half wall. Tyler Seguin is the third man there in white to pluck it loose for Dallas. Seguin drops in the corner. Granlund hustles to get there. On the end line. Over to Heiskanen. Shot and fought off. Got a piece of Hellebuck and went high off the back glass. Held in the zone, but on a deflected pass will force Dallas to retreat. Jason Robertson, the curl from center. He's across the Winnipeg line. Poke checked off of his stick. Connor chips it, and very little to report on power play number 2 for Dallas as Perfetti comes out of the box. And that puck lifted out of play right as we get back to 5-on-5 hockey. 4:22 remaining in the first period. No score, Stars and the Jets. 3 power plays combined, 2 for Dallas, but nothing to show for it either way. You're listening to Stars Playoff Hockey, brought to you by PNC Bank on the Ticket.
Learn to skate at your local Children's Health Star Center with the Dallas Stars Try Skating for Free program. All new skaters ages 4 to adult can receive 2 free 30-minute sessions of instruction on consecutive Saturdays. Call 214-GO-SKATE or visit dallasstars.com/starcenters.
Stars fans, every player that has ever skated onto the ice has had a dream. To be a champion, Ford has been a part of making those dreams come true. With every drive to hockey practice and travel to every road game, Ford F-Series, the 48-year leader, and Ford SUVs have carried us forward. That's why Ford is a proud sponsor of the Dallas Stars and proud sponsor of a dream. Based on 1977 to 2024 CY total sales.
Ford is the best in Texas.
History's masterpieces wouldn't be the same without their most notable accents. Neither would the Kia Sportage without its multiple drive modes. The Kia Sorento without its expansive 12.3-inch panoramic display. Or the Kia Telluride without its 3 rows of spacious seating. The 2025 Kia SUVs. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333 for a Kia for details. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available.
Slide, shoot, score, and more with us at Children's Health Star Center's Hockey and Skating Academies. Whether a pro or a rookie, we've got programs for all skill levels to help your child progress in hockey or figure skating. For more information, visit dallasstars.com/starcenters.
This is Dallas Stars Hockey on Sports Radio 96.7 and 1310.
The Ticket!
Thanks for being along with us tonight from Canada Life Center in Winnipeg. First period just kind of moved along. No score, 4:22 to go in the opening frame. And maybe game 1 here was the biggest game of the series. How would it feel if it was 2-2 and 2 of the final 3 in this series were in this building? Completely different feel to it. Instead, the Stars up 3-1 and trying to close things out tonight.
They're in that spot because of those impressive home ice victories. 5-2 win in Game 3 where they pulled away in the third period, and then 3-1 led by Mikael Granlund 2 nights ago in Dallas.
In a lot of ways, you'd expect these teams to win their home games. That game number 1 was a doozy from a Stars perspective to wrestle home ice away from them.
Marchment shoots in. It is the only home playoff game that the Jets have lost so far in this postseason. Nikolai Ehlers will dart in, goes wide at Dadonov, the forward cut to the net. Ottinger got just enough to send that one high. Marchment, the other direction for Dadonov. There's Ehlers on the rush, and hasn't been the highest shot volume, but Ottinger's had to make some big saves, and he's saved them all so far.
Well, just think how he's bookended the period. That save on Connor off the faceoff win. That one there as Ehlers came dashing in, tried to tuck it subtly short side.
Lowry from the left wing inside the Star zone. Got it low for Appleton. He will bank it to DeMello. One-times it. Ottinger saw that the entire way and clutched onto it, freezing the clock with 3:18 to go in a scoreless first.
Boy, just watching the Stars defense, that time it was CC on Niederreiter who's complaining to the ref about it. They've been so good about boxing out and sealing out a lane so that Ottinger, look, when goalies at this level can see it, they're going to control the rebound, either turn it into a corner or just devour it, as Jake did there. It's the same thing at the other end. I don't think their defense has been anywhere near as effective at doing that in front of Hellebuck.
Face-off glove side of Jake Ottinger. And Duchesne and Scheifele on the draw. It's controlled by the Stars. Stepping in off the wing was the defenseman Ceci to bunt it to the corner. Stars got there first, but clear it all the way down. So after all that, we'll come back and do it again, icing Dallas.
You can see that again, though, where the Stars, it's a luxury. You have to have complete trust in some ways that your D-core are going to be able to deliver the puck out of there and not turn it over. At the same time, you're pulling one of their guys out of the offensive zone, too, by stretching. They just miscued on that one.
Duchesne and Scheifele take two, and the Jets control here. Worked over to Scheifele, got a shot away. Set play off the draw, and Ottinger read it. Turned it away with his right back. Edge of the trapezoid. Kicked over along the sidewall, and Tyler Seguin can lift and clear from there. Scheifele, who won the draw and then went to the left wing circle for that chance. Ottinger was right there with the step for step. Scheifele curling in front of the Dallas bench. Separated from the puck. Ben finds Ceci. Up ahead and away from Duchesne, where it's chopped off of bodies. The distance, no icing, is Lindell from his own end line. 2:25 and counting left here in the first period. Stars and the Jets, no score. Connor Hellebuck keeps things moving after the shoot-in by the Stars. And now it's Lowry. He'll race in. Has a cutter in Tanev. Lowry right circle. Save made. Rebound. It was off of bodies and stayed high and over the net. In a postseason that has seen caroms like that wind up in the back of the net for and against so many different teams, that one stayed out. Rantanen across ice from center. The Stars completing a change. Harley finds Marchment, who leaves it. Steele. Back to the corner. Marchment. And that puck eluded Mikko Rantanen. Back goes Niederreiter the other way. They shoot in off the backboards. Around for Barron. Now Niederreiter the follow-up. Up high for Schenn. His shot off of bodies deflects to the corner. In the air, gloved down by Rantanen. Morrissey held it in at the left point. Down towards that same side corner. I have followed. Then a check thrown. Harley stayed upright after Barron threw his weight into him. And the Stars are able to clear.
Yeah, they have targeted Thomas Harley and Mikko Rantanen every time they've had an opportunity to finish. They've certainly taken the extra couple steps to do so.
Harley has played more minutes in this postseason than anybody else in the NHL. Over 300 now. We're here in playoff game number 12 as it's chipped in by the Stars. Robertson went down. Play continues on. Final minute of this opening frame. Stars steal. It's to Donov. Walks left circle. Fed back in front and off a deflection through a corner of the crease and wide. Healers. The counterattack. Ahead for Perfetti. The Jets now in across the Dallas line. Nemesnikov to the corner. Ehlers wanted to quickly move it to the slot. Instead, he got tied up. Possession back to the Stars. Robertson a few steps past center. His shot into the zone. Deflected out of play with 21.5 seconds to go in the first.
It's about as dangerous as their second line, that Nemesnikov centered line has looked in the series. Obviously, Nick Ehlers has had some moments, but Jake Ottinger's been the story of the first period. You know, in the regular season, a game like this, it's 2-0 Jets right now, and they're, taking that back to the room. Ottinger has just stopped them, their best scorers, in their tracks.
The Jets turn the puck over, then get it right back. 10 seconds left in the period. They cross the Dallas line. The chip in by Pionk. Defenseman goes right through Ceci in the corner. Then net front redirected by Connor up high over the net. Kick to the corner right before the horn by Lindell. And the Stars And Jets are scoreless through 20 minutes. Jake Odger, as you just mentioned, yeah, they needed every bit of it. A big part of the equation, 0-0, and who's that? Pionk and Mason Marchman have to be separated, pointing at each other at center as they go their respective ways at the horn.
Well, it was a physical period from the home side. You'd expect that, especially the guys that's a big part of their game. But, I mean, Kyle Connor off the draw, Scheifele off a draw, Ehlers on the rush, a few others in some scramble mode late in the period, and nothing to show. And you wonder a little bit about frustration. You wonder how long it's going to take for the Stars to maybe get their overall game going again. They had 2 power plays in the first period, didn't really get anything done on those, and at even strength, they barely threatened at all in the first 20 minutes. Like Hellebuck was just a spectator. They get outshot 11-4, and I think you mentioned it during the period. It's not just the volume, it's the quality of some of the opportunities the Jets have had. And they've been outchanced in this series so far as far as really good scoring opportunities, but by far they had the best looks in the first frame.
And the Stars got the performance from Jake Ottinger that when we were talking before this game started, you kind of foreshadowed, Razor, their route to victory would likely need a performance like that from that position. And Ottinger, through 20 minutes, did nothing but make you feel like he's dialed in and ready to deliver that performance.
Right. We don't know yet whether he's going to be able to outduel Hellebuck, because Hellebuck hasn't had to do anything really down at his end. But, you know, that is the number one thing that this series is about those 2 goaltenders, 2 elite U.S.-born netminders. One guy was the number 1 at the Four Nations tournament for the USA. The other was the backup, and they're trying to flip that here. And so far, through 4 games, Jake has done that. 4 games in a period. Now he's certainly done that as he was the best player on the ice in that opening period.
It's the second time in 5 games this second round series that the teams are scoreless through a frame. The other one was game 1. That worked out just fine for Dallas because Mikko Rantanen provided the game-winning natural hat trick in period number 2. We'll find out after the intermission what happens in the middle frame here in game 5. But first, a reminder that you can check out Texas Hockey's digital home by downloading the Dallas Stars app powered by AT&T. The Stars app is your go-to place for the latest team news, to manage tickets, and more. So download it now in the App Store and Google Play. Coming up next, the Kia First Intermission Report. Michael Dixon, Bruce Levine have you covered. We have zeros on the board from Canada Life Center in Winnipeg. Series, the Stars lead it 3-1. Game 5, zeros between these 2 clubs. We will step aside and hand off to the boys in the studio next on The Ticket.
The Ticket's own Ryan Baldwin won the April Fool's Open.
Oh, yeah.
The Ticket's own Scotty Scheffler dominated the Nelson, and Rory won the Masters. 2 of these duffers will lead the field for the PGA Championship. The world's best golfers navigate the Green Mile of Quail Hollow in their quest for the Wanamaker Trophy. Live leaderboard updates at 30 past the hour, today through Sunday. Brought to you by Mercedes-Benz of Plano and Sports Radio 96.7 and 1310, The Ticket.
Progressive knows you've got enough to worry about in life.
Hi, it's your life again. Feel like another year is just slipping away. Yeah, remember all those New Year's resolutions you made? You still haven't finished the first book. Just 19 more to go. I mean, if we're being honest, it wasn't a very realistic goal. Have you ever considered that you intentionally self-sabotage? So, what's that about?
So let Progressive protect your home and auto, because you've got enough to worry about. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from IQ Bar. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at eatiqbar.com/policy/terms of service.
Most protein bars are packed with sugar, carbs, and unpronounceable ingredients. There's a much better option. I'm Will, and I crafted IQ Bar plant protein bars with clean, functional, delicious ingredients to empower doers like you with superior brain and body fuel.
Now you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products plus free shipping when you text EAT to 64,000. That's EAT to 64.
We are treatment redefined.
At InnerHealth, our world-class treatment team is the best and brightest in addiction and mental health treatment. Using comprehensive assessments, we dig deep to understand your unique biochemistry, from medical and genetic to psychological and emotional, to provide you with an integrated picture of your mental and physical health and how they interrelate. Then we create a personalized treatment plan. At InnerHealth, we are treatment redefined.
Who likes mosquitoes? No need to move that party inside. Mosquito Nix, the leader in mosquito control, offers smart mosquito misting systems that eliminate flying, biting, pesky insects like mosquitoes, ticks, and even flies, creating a comfortable place for your kids and pets to play outside. Mention you're a P1 and get $500 off. Mosquito Nix, protecting outdoor lifestyles. Purchase the smart Mosquito Nix misting system and mention you're a P1 to unlock your $500 off. But offer ends soon. Find them at mosquitonix.com. Offer good for new customers.
And the throw sails wide. Marcus Semien just misses.
My first years in the league were tough, but even though I led the league in errors, I knew that my hard work would make tomorrow better.
Today at Globe Life Field, we're proud to honor Gold Glove winner Marcus Semien.
Every day I work towards a future that is better for my family, my teammates, and my community. That's why I trust Globe Life. For over 100 years, they've been helping families protect their financial future. Globe Life, make tomorrow better.
Hi there, I'm John O'Hurley. You know our pets are beloved family members. But sadly, though, there are so many dogs that get euthanized every day due to the lack of funding. To give them a chance at adoption, I invite you to support Puppy Food Bank. Thanks to generous donors like you, all of the food sent to pet shelters from Puppy Food Bank never comes with a bill. So please go to puppyfoodbank.org and make a generous, caring $15 donation every month. Your donation will absolutely save pet lives.
Make plans to check out Little Rock, Arkansas this summer. They've got a great event coming up in June with the Rock the Country concert, June 20th and 21st at the Arkansas State Fairgrounds. Kid Rock, Nickelback, amongst others. Plan your stay at the historic Capitol Hotel. You can walk across the street, check out the River Market District, maybe have dinner at Dizzy's Gypsy Bistro, grab a beer at Lost 40 or Southern Tail, wake up the next day, hike at Pinnacle, and bike around the Arkansas River. Do it all within 15 minutes of your hotel. Plan your trip today at littlerock.com.
Here in Texas, we know that trust is earned and reputation matters. Since 1993, Thomas J. Henry dedicated himself to building a firm that injured clients can trust and that Texans can respect. A firm where no defendant is too big and no case is too small. Backed by a track record of success and a commitment to our clients, Thomas J. Henry remains the name you can depend on if you have been injured. Trust the firm that stands for you. Trust Thomas J. Henry. San Antonio, Dallas, Texas.
The Stars are taking a breather between periods, but we keep taking shifts. It's Michael Dixon and Bruce Levine on the Dallas Stars Intermission Report. Brought to you by Kia on Sports Radio 96.7 and 1310 The Ticket.
No score after one. The Stars and the Jets, Game 5 of this second-round matchup. Dallas up 3-1 in a series. A chance to send Winnipeg home tonight. The Intermission Show brought to you by your DFW Kia dealers. Visit Kia.com to discover movement that inspires. Michael Dixon, Bruce Levine here on Sports Radio 96.7 and 1310 The Ticket. Bruce, we'll get to Jake Ottinger in a sec because he was very good. But if you came into this game thinking that you had to endure a storm from Winnipeg with their season on the line, no, it wasn't a great first period from the Stars, but with the totality of that 20 minutes and your goaltender playing well, I think that's a 20-minute period you're comfortable playing given the circumstances.
It wasn't, the outcome was fine. The outcome was what you wanted. You wanted to be tied or ahead. However, it was a tough period as the period went on. Dallas did not allow a shot 5-on-5 for the first 8 minutes of the period, but after that, Winnipeg started to take control, got some odd man rushes, and Jake Ottinger was very good. Now, all that being said, it's a results-oriented business, and the Dallas Stars were able to get through the first 20 dead even, which is what you want. We saw last night, we saw Edmonton survived the first period and go 3 periods of 0-0 till they won in the overtime. Tonight, we saw Carolina withstand Washington, keep it low scoring, and steal it at the end of the game. Dallas wants to take that same path. So as far as results were concerned, it was a good 20. As far as needing to be better, they need to put more than 4 shots on goal against Connor Hellebuck, who made one very nice save on Miro Heiskanen. Other than that, he wasn't really tested.
Stars and Jets scoreless after 1 period, and quickly, Jake Ottinger, who made a couple of dandy stops. There was one against Connor on the slot. There was one against Scheifele where he had to get across to his right and some wizard-like pass from Morrissey, but Jake Ottinger picked up where he left off in Game 4.
You know what really started this whole thing for Jake Ottinger was the first shot of the game. On the power play, the puck comes to Kyle Connor right in the slot, takes a full clapper, and Ottinger with the glove hand save, like, yeah, here we go, I got this. And that sets the tone. That lets you know that you're not getting the lead. This isn't going to be an easy night. He made the save on Connor on the power play, makes the save on Kyle Connor point blank when Velarde takes the puck into the heart of the Dallas defense, loses the puck, and Connor with a point-blank chance. Ottinger with the save there. Ehlers goes around to Donoff as the last man back, goes right to the net. Ottinger with that save. Then the one-timer on Scheifele that you just talked about, which is a really nice play from Morrissey to Scheifele. Ottinger shuts that down, and when your goalie's playing like this, you see Winnipeg, it will result in them gripping the sticks a little bit tighter, trying to get the perfect shot to beat Ottinger. This is the statement Ottinger wanted to make in the first period, and exactly what he did.
That's Bruce Levine and Michael Dixon. Intermission show brought to you by your DFW Kia dealers. Visit Kia.com to discover movement that inspires. Coming up next, we'll check with Bruce on that out-of-town scoreboard. This is Dallas Stars Hockey on the Ticket.
Learn to skate at your local Children's Health Star Center with the Dallas Stars Try Skating for Free program. All new skaters ages 4 to adult can receive 2 free 30-minute sessions of instruction on consecutive Saturdays. Call 214-GO-SKATE or visit dallasstars.com/starcenters.
At PNC Bank, an official partner of Dallas Stars, we've always taken a boring approach to handling your money. Not only is it smart, it's reliable. And why would we ever want to be unreliable with anyone's money? Some of those customers could be big, tough hockey players who gladly give up their teeth for a win. Oh, that's gonna hurt. But really, we just think boring is the smartest way to help assure your money's there for exciting things in life. Like intentionally placing your body in front of a frozen rubber puck traveling at 100 miles per hour. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
Hello, this is Jan at Toyota.
Hi, Jan. Is now a good time to get a new Toyota?
It is. We like to say your summer starts here at your Toyota dealer. Now through June 2nd, we have a great selection of Camrys, Corollas, Tundras, and more.
Your summer starts here. I'm a pet sitter, and business is way up as people enjoy their new Toyotas. Stop, Sebastian. Goldie is not dinner. Your summer starts here.
Dealer inventory may vary. See your participating Toyota dealer for details.
Toyota, let's go places.
If you're a Dallas Stars fan, you know all about winning. That's why you'll feel right at home at Choctaw Casinos and Resorts. Start your night off with a victory of your own in our state-of-the-art poker room. Grab a front row seat to an epic concert, or sit back and catch the big game in our amazing sports bar. Come discover your next win at Choctaw Casinos and Resorts, official partner of the Dallas Stars.
This summer's another scorcher. An ultimate season pass from TXU Energy is hitting it out of the park with 50% off energy charges during peak summer and winter, plus more months of automatic savings.
Savings all season long. That'll come in clutch.
Customers can save more than $450 a year.
So when the summer heat goes into extra innings, the savings come in for relief.
More savings. That's a fan favorite.
Ultimate season pass is really bringing the heat.
I think you mean cool. TXU Energy. Energy for everything.
Visit TXU.com for more information. Rep number 10004.
Need some real refreshment? Good news! HTO is open now across DFW. Dive into dozens of flavors of real delicious fresh brewed iced tea. From coconut and Georgia peach to Texas chai and strawberry passion. Mix and match to your heart's content to find your favorite combo. And with tons of premium fresh brewed coffee drinks and crave-worthy snacks to choose from, there's plenty of real refreshment no matter what you're craving. HTO, welcome to your happy place. Slide, shoot, score, and more with us at Children's Health Star Center's Hockey and Skating Academies. Whether a pro or a rookie, we've got programs for all skill levels to help your child progress in hockey or figure skating. For more information, visit dallasstars.com/starcenters. The best plays happen when the whole team's in sync. And at Baylor Scott & White, the Heart Hospital, Heart health is no different. From offense to defense, every move matters. And with nationally ranked heart and vascular care across North Texas, you've got a winning team right here at home. Whether it's an assist, a comeback, or the ultimate hat trick, we're going for your goals. Baylor Scott and White, the Heart Hospital. The power to live better.
Stepping into the Kia K4 or K5 isn't just getting behind the wheel of any average sedan. It's stepping into what's next. With a K4, it's stepping into a world that's exciting. With a K5, it's one that's bold. The Kia K4 and K5, the next movement for sedans. See your local Kia dealer or visit kia.com to learn more.
Kia, movement that inspires. Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely. If you're a Dallas Stars fan, you know all about winning. That's why you'll feel right at home at Choctaw Casinos and Resorts. Start your night off with a victory of your own in our state-of-the-art poker room. Grab a front row seat to an epic concert, or sit back and catch the big game in our amazing sports bar. Come discover your next win at Choctaw Casinos and Resorts, official partner of the Dallas Stars.
Hey Stars fans, look no further than the Children's Health Star Centers for the coolest birthday party in town. With 4 different packages to choose from, you can find the perfect party that works for any size group. Enjoy private ice time, party rooms, pizza, broom ball, and more for the best party around. So be sure to think of the Children's Health Star Centers for your next birthday or private event. For more information and inquiries, please visit us at dallasstars.com/starcenters.
Michael Dixon and Bruce Levine have instant Stars Hockey HSOs during this intermission report. Brought to you by Kia on Sports Radio 96.7 and 1310 The Ticket.
No score between the Stars and Jets after one. Bruce, what happened elsewhere tonight?
Andrei Svechnikov with under 2 minutes to go with a hard angle goal. Carolina would add an empty netter a few seconds later, and the Hurricanes eliminate the Capitals 3-1, winning that best-of-7 series 4-1.
So the 1 seed in the East goes home in 5 in the second round. The Stars trying to do the same to the 1 seed in the West. For the second period, back to Winnipeg. Here's Josh and Razor.
Thanks very much, guys. So the Stars and the Jets taking the ice, and you guys were just talking about the other game that happened. It is already 2 series are done in 5, and it is the team that started on the road that took care of business. Dallas trying to join that list. The Edmonton Oilers await the winner of this series, and as far as the road team is concerned, Razor, with what they saw in that opening period, you gotta love the play of Jake.
Delectable.
So long as this thing keeps moving.
Yeah, it's the old school. Let's shrink the game a little bit. It's a 40-minute hockey game now, or maybe more, and they don't trail. That's, I think, a monumental thing against this Jets team facing elimination tonight. Don't allow them to dictate terms with a 1 or 2 goal lead. Ottinger made sure of that. And, you know, with the other series ending in 5 all over the place, it just goes back to, you know, my belief that the second round, you know, it doesn't overly suck, but it's not as good as the first. It's never as good as the third, and it doesn't have the finality and the cup trotted out at the end of it of the Stanley Cup final. It's just the weird series of games in the second round over and over and over.
Stars would have no problem being done with the second round after the end of tonight, trying to make their 3rd straight trip to the Western Conference Final. The puck is dropped. We're underway here in the middle frame. Josh Morrissey fires one in, clipped a piece of a deflection, and then cut off by Ottinger. Stopped all 11 shots he faced in the opening period. The shots were 11-4 in favor of the Jets, despite a 2-1 power play advantage for Dallas. Here's Matt Duchene across the line, right side for Ben. Tried to feed it to the center, and DeMello cut it off. Stars, though, grab possession back. Ben in the right wing corner, protecting away from Morrissey. And then his play, nicely off the wall, worked down low. Harley, what a glove save! Oh my goodness, Connor Hellebuck. Harley was patient, did everything he wanted to the backhand, and Hellebuck, a masterful grab.
Man, the play by Duchene from the right wing boards was eloquent. He spun off of the checking. Harley just shows up in front of the net, a defenseman, unmarked. And out of that, he's able to elevate it from about 4 feet in front of the net. And as artful and sterling a glove grab as you're going to find.
Stars win the draw. Ceci feeds it for Rantanen. Had company and Pionk through the right wing circle. And then Granlund keeps it flipped in front. And then off of Pionk and covered in the crease by Hellebuck. Man, still can't believe that save and that chance for Harley.
Well, he's made a couple of glove saves in this building in the series. You go back to when he flat stoned Dodonov with that scrambling rebound save in the shutout game, the 4-0 win in game number 2, and then that grab there, that looked like 1-0. What a breakdown in defensive zone coverage by the Jets. Wow.
Pretty lengthy streak without a Stars goal in this building because of that 21 save goose egg in game 2. You got to go back to Rantanen's completion of the hat trick in game 1, the last time the Stars scored here at Canada Life Center. It's over 103 minutes and counting. Perfetti to the left side for Ehlers. Now behind the net, Stars take over. Harley has 3 goals in the postseason, 1 shy of the league-wide lead for defensemen, and what an outstanding opportunity to get there in the opening minute of period 2. Sandberg for Pionk. He'll shoot one in from the red line. Bounces its way around where Barron will horseshoe it back. 18:23 and counting left in the second period. The Stars and the Jets scoreless as Dallas in the attack zone. Marchment corrals it, fed it right side. Donov holds up, wrister. That one banked behind the net. And it's Bischel at the left point. Will funnel it in deep, makes it around to the right side. Petrovic activated on Ehlers, but the Jets break through, and 3 race through center. Iafallo down the right wing side, 4th line, and there was no room for Iafallo as Bischel just angled him off and knocked him down. DeMello inside the Jets' blue line. His bank pass, Iafallo had it for a moment, then turned it over. Marchment, his pass got through Sagan on the left wing side. And then Barron was knocked off balance by a back-checking Duchesne. Chipped in by Tanev. Gets to it in the left wing corner. On the half wall, the puck is loose. Played to the line. Morrissey walks the blue line over to the right point. Keeps it wide on his shoot down the boards. Bischel had the protection away from Scheifele. And up to Ben, who can find Petrovic. An exit lane for the Stars. Petrovic gets it deep as Dallas changes. The Jets out of their end. DeMello over to Morrissey. 17:05 and counting as it's crossed the line. The Jets in control. Connor shovels a backhand, goes wide. The rebound popped in the air as Lindell got a stick on it. Calmed things down. Mikko Rantanen took his time, fed it to the skates of Hintz. And it's a delayed offside against the Stars, who feather it in. Out come the Jets with speed. Kyle Connor into Dallas territory. Right wing circle. Connor ridden off by Lyubushkin. And collision in the corner. Connor gets it back. Angled. Sandberg touches for Pionk. Delays shot. Pinballs over to Appleton. And Mason Appleton up high for Sandberg. Swung over to Pionk. He'll keep it wide and usher it low for Scheifele. Got through him. And now on the left wing, Appleton. Back for Scheifele, who's ridden off in the corner. Room for the Stars. Granlund closed off by Pionk. Lunging play to keep possession over to Lowry. The Jets mixing in a change. Long change here in the second period. The Stars make sure they get it to center and get it deep before they get hemmed in. So back comes Niederreiter, who leads the charge with acceleration into the Star zone. Nino Niederreiter coast to coast. Holds up and finds Shen. That shot off bodies deflects wide of the net. Lowry was in the slot. Shen to the left wing for Fleury. Fleury delivers it to the edge of the trapezoid. Harley there. Banks it safely over to Robertson. He finds Johnston out at center ice. Jump ball. Lowry gloves it down, then gets checked by Hintz. And it's Shen in retreat. Cole Perfetti into the Dallas zone. Played well by Harley as Perfetti tried to leap past him to the inside. The end wall boards in the Star zone. The puck taken by the Jets, and they clear it themselves on a pass that got through DeMello at the point. 15:05 and counting. Second period action. Stars and Jets, game 5, no score. Ehlers, he turned it over, and the Stars can counterattack. Led by Duchesne across the line, they say onside, but stolen back by the Jets. Perfetti with speed. Got caught by a back-checking Sagan. Nice play. He tosses into drive and feeds Ben. Ben sends it down the wall. Accelerates past DeMello. Ben and Morrissey cancel. Sagan got it over for Duchesne. Broke it up. Then a chance. Hellebuck made the save. It was Hellebuck's stick that broke up that centering pass initially. And now DeMello for Ehlers. Got it to center, and Tyler Sagan is down behind the play. There's a high sticking penalty. And they call interference. Looked like a motion of a high stick. We'll get the call.
Number 95 for Dallas is a minor for interference, and number 7 for Winnipeg is a minor for a high stick. Both benches are just standing over there awaiting whatever Wes McCauley saw, and now Duchesne makes his way over for the interference. He interfered with Nemesnikov, who sold it pretty good, and then as he was spinning around, his stick clobbered Tyler Sagan, and out of that we get, they could have just looked the other direction and continued on, but instead we're going to get a little open ice here, and we get to hear Wes McCauley on the microphone,
which is always entertaining.
Well, the game has opened up quite a bit more here in the second period with the game being played on the fly. Stars had a couple of really good cycle shifts, that chance for Harley, and then the Jets got going with their skating game. Could be a little more wide open here now with only 4 players aside on the ice.
The 4 for the Stars are Johnston, Rantanen, Harley, and Heiskanen. The matching minors to Nemesnikov and Duchesne. Sandberg up ahead, feeds for Connor. Pionk and Scheifele round out the quartet for the Jets. And it's Miro Heiskanen, second game back after the lengthy 3+ month absence. Drops Johnston, and he paints the glass on the wrister that was up high. Rantanen fights through a check, left circle for Johnston, down low. Stick handles, and it was poke-checked away by Hellebuck. Counterattack led by the Jets. Pionk's got it. Over the left side, Connor back for Scheifele, delays in front and deflects into the Stars net off of Thomas Harley's skate. The centering pass and the latest chaotic bounce leads to the Jets taking the lead here in Game 5.
Well, the absolute genesis of all this was that knifing little poke check by Hellebuck on Wyatt Johnston right in the crease area after Mikko Rantanen had just lost Sandberg and fed it off to him. They go the other direction. I mean, there's not a Jet within 15 feet of the net. It rattles off a stick off the leg of Harley and bounces into a yapping net to open the scoring in Game 5.
Scheifele gets credited with his 4th goal and 9th point here in his 10th game of the postseason. Is banged up and had to miss a couple back in the opening round against St. Louis. So the goal comes in a 4-on-4, and it comes in another bizarre fashion. It's kind of been one of the hallmarks of this postseason, not just with the Stars, but league-wide. Lindell tosses it in deep, but was cut off by Hellebuck. It has certainly sent shockwaves here inside Canada Life Center. A crowd that not ready to see the best season in Winnipeg Jets history come to a close. That's what they're facing. Backs against the wall. Pionk across for Velarde. 13 seconds left in the 4-on-4. A nice play by Heiskanen, knocked down Velarde, took possession of the puck. He'll accelerate into the Jet zone. Drop off for Robertson. Now Harley, left circle. Fanned on a shot. Heiskanen was down near the corner. Iafallo steps in. Nemesnikov and Duchesne both come out of the box. 4-on-4 gives way to 5-on-5. Nemesnikov through center ice. Dumps one in and then gets dumped down to the ice on the open ice shove by Heiskanen.
Man, Miro Heiskanen's looked excellent. He looks like Miro Heiskanen on this 4-on-4 set. Little skating room. He's been physical, lugged the puck.
He's chased by Perfetti in the corner, kept it moving. Marchment retreats down to move it up for Duchesne, then Marchment to follow, got it to Sagan, who taps it in and hustles after it. Fleury able to get there first, accelerating. Niederreiter for Perfetti, who spins his way through center, sends a hopper wide of Ottinger's net. The Jets nearly create a turnover behind the Dallas net. Now it's Niederreiter who finds Morrissey from the blue line. Wrist shot, and that one sails wide. Tyler Sagan chip ahead, and it got away from Marchment, bounced off the glass a little too far forward. Approaching the midway point of Game 5. Jets with the 1-0 lead, 11-11 and counting left here in this second period. Sandberg back at the Winnipeg Blue, over to Pionk, angles it, and Appleton into the star zone. Lowry right circle, a shot, redirects. Up and out of play with Tanev positioned at the top of Ottinger's crease. So a friendly bounce for the home side opens the scoring here in Game 5. It's Winnipeg 1, Dallas 0, 10:59 left in the second. Step aside and back with more after this on The Ticket.
The best plays happen when the whole team's in sync. And at Baylor Scott & White, the Heart Hospital, heart health is no different. From offense to defense, every move matters. And with nationally ranked heart and vascular care across North Texas, you've got a winning team right here at home. Whether it's an assist, a comeback, or the ultimate hat trick, we're going for your goals. Baylor Scott & White, the Heart Hospital, the power to live better.
Comerica Bank, we're creating opportunity for entrepreneurs to stop dreaming and start doing. For gig workers to become business owners. For small businesses to go toe-to-toe with the big dogs. At Comerica Bank, we're creating opportunity beyond bank accounts. We're providing free office space, free advertising, free competitive research, and more to help small businesses do more with less. To learn more, visit comerica.com/succeed. Member FDIC, equal opportunity lender. Offers available to Comerica small business customers only. Terms apply.
Sometimes a situation arises where you have to take your best shot. Criminal defense, serious injury, wrongful death. Hi, I'm Chris Lewis. When you need to take your best shot, there's one name to remember. Chris Lewis & Associates, your law firm for criminal defense and catastrophic injury. Don't let a conviction or severe injury destroy your life. When you have one shot, make it your best. Let us fight for you. Call 214-444-1000 or visit lewisdefense.com.
This is Dallas Stars hockey on The Ticket. KTCK-FM Flower Mound, KTCK-AM Dallas-Fort Worth, Sports Radio 96.7 and 1310 The Ticket, a Cumulus media station.
Almost mid-game, Game 5 here in Winnipeg. Jets leading the Stars 1-0 on a lucky bounce goal, second of the series. Just like that, the earlier one was in Game 2 here off Esa Lindell.
Pionk pressured back in the Winnipeg end. Stars create a jam for it along the sidewall, trying to punch their way back. In Game 1 in this building, it was 0-0 into the second period. Nino Niederreiter opened the scoring for Winnipeg, and then enter Mikko Rantanen, who scored the next 3 goals, a natural hat trick to lead Dallas to victory as it's offside Jets.
They've kept big Rantanen in check for the most part tonight. He did get loose there for a moment during that 4-on-4. Second 4-on-4 goal the Stars have surrendered in the playoffs too. The earlier one was in the Avalanche series, and Val Nichushkin on that little pick play. You know, they're back to the same thing again. I would think. Anybody but Mikko. We're going to sick our dogs on him, take our chances with everyone else.
That 4-on-4 goal that was scored by Nichushkin also opened the scoring in that game, and the Stars found their way to a comeback victory. Trying to repeat history as Morrissey up for Velarde, touches one in. Miro Heiskanen gets to it, and then Harley up the boards. Jimmy Benn pressured by DeMello, and out to center ice, it's cleared. DeMello from the red. 10 and counting gone by in the second period. Into the second half of regulation here of Game 5 is a fired outlet pass by Harley. Hit the body of Connor. And Harley gets a reprieve as it's back on his blade. Over for Ben. Turned the stick over, got it deep, heads across for a change. Hellebuck keeps it moving for Morrissey, who's got DeMello. And the Jets defenseman given some ice to get to center and shoot it in there. Jason Robertson across the Dallas blue. Hits the red line, chip and a chase, awkward hop off a partition where the door is that the Stars used to exit the ice. Now it's Ehlers who comes back in, bounces off of Bischel and lost the puck in the process. Bischel forechecking pressure on Pionk and then out to center where Petrovic can calmly lift one in. Sandberg, the safe bank for Pionk. The Jets turn it over. On the outlet feed, Dodonov had a bit of it, and then it's cleared all the way down, no icing by Winnipeg. Sam Steele feeds it over to the right wing side, Ilya Lyubushkin. Horseshoes one in to the left side board. Steele collides with Shen, bumped backwards. There's Barron for the Jets in front of the benches. Nudged it ahead, but couldn't get it deep. Dumped back in by Dallas.
This is the best their fourth line has looked in the series. They've had an impact in the game.
Barron chips one in. Niederreiter collapses down on the forecheck, and the Stars. Marchment feeds it across. Kyle Granlund, right circle. Shoots. Save made by Hellebuck. There is no rebound with 8:08 left in the second. Little Tempers flare behind the net. Step aside. Back with more after this from Winnipeg, where the Stars trail the Jets 1-0 just over midway through on the ticket.
Who likes mosquitoes? No need to move that party inside. Mosquito Nix, the leader in mosquito control, offers smart mosquito misting systems that eliminate flying, biting, pesky insects like mosquitoes, ticks, and even flies, creating a comfortable place for your kids and pets to play outside. Mention you're a P1 and get $500 off. Mosquito Nix, protecting outdoor lifestyles. Purchase the smart Mosquito Nix misting system and mention you're a P1 to unlock your $500 off. But offer ends soon. Find them at mosquitonix.com. Offer good for new customers only.
An accident or injury can derail your life in an instant, leaving you struggling to pay for medical bills and daily expenses. At Thomas J. Henry, we believe every Texan deserves justice, no matter their financial situation. That's why we offer our no-win, no-fee promise. You don't pay us unless we win your case. We know how difficult recovering from an accident can be. Let us handle your case while you focus on getting better. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust. San Antonio, Dallas, Texas.
Stars hockey on the ticket.
The ticket! After the Game 4 loss in Dallas, Scudder Neal, the Jets head coach, brought up 70 shot attempts multiple times in his media availability, as they did throw a lot of rubber toward Jake Ottinger. You look here now, in 32 minutes of Game 5, these two teams have combined for 20 shots on goal. Like, it has been difficult to get a lot of shots through. It feels like the Jets have improved their game. They've had the puck more here as the second period has moved along. It just feels like the Stars haven't had the puck a lot tonight. Some of that is the defending of the Jets. Some of that is them just not being very crisp with the puck so far. And yet, here we sit, 1-0 Jets with a ton of runway ahead of them.
Face-offs have been a saw-off, 50%, split evenly. Hintz and Lowry on this one, and the Stars control it. Attack zone. It's Haskin, a nice move, shot, and hit bodies, lingered for a minute. Hellebuck looked like he was handcuffed a bit, trying to play it. The Jets clean it up, no problem for them, get it to center. And Niederreiter goes shoulder to shoulder with Heiskanen into the corner boards. Lowry behind the net. Heiskanen cut off Appleton. Mikko Rantanen out there as part of this all-Finn line. Rantanen, as it's taken away by the Jets, and Granlund, good defensive play. They were trying to set it up for Pionk, who was drifting in from the blue line.
Man, Miro Heiskanen looks spectacular tonight. Yeah, he just lost Niederreiter on that faceoff win in offensive. I just broke up a play in his own zone. He's looked fabulous.
He is part of a scrum in Dallas territory. Left wing corner, puck finally pops out, and Oettinger just decides to calm it down and cover it.
I don't know why he did that. It was a free breakout for the Stars, and they had acres of ice. He could have just tapped it to Rope Hintz instead. Freezes it. There'll be a face-off to his right. It just feels, and it's not just the 4-on-4 goal that's the difference in the game. It's felt like the Jets have been able to create some space, whip the puck around a little bit here as the second period has moved along. That's not a good sign.
Dallas wins the defensive zone face-off. Lindell over to Ben. His pass wobbling and not hard enough for icing. Scheifele scoops inside the Jets' third. And over for DeMello. Dylan DeMello hits center ice, wrists one in. Oettinger stays put as it horseshoes the backboards. Again to a tie-up along the left wing side. Duchesne there, taking away though Velarde. Then Scheifele, fanned, got it back. Over to the left wing outer hash marks. Morrissey, a shot. Save made by Oettinger. Velarde first to the rebound. Top line out there for the Jets. Connor with it behind the net. On the backhand. Drifting and then banking it up high for Morrissey, who's got DeMello at the right point. Swung back to the left side, Morrissey. Shot, save, Oettinger. He hangs on to it, no rebound. And the Jets were furiously looking for one. And then a little shove by Oettinger to the chest of Velarde as he was hanging.
One thing I've noticed the Jets doing more of here tonight than maybe they have in the series is spreading their defensemen wide at the blue line and working the puck back and forth as their forwards get into position in front of Oettinger for either tips or screens or rebounds, and they've been really clean with that. They found shooting lanes out of it. There's a nice trap on the chest from Oettinger to just stop them in their tracks again.
Faceoff stays in the Star zone. Nemesnikov gets kicked out of it, so Perfetti in to draw against Johnston. And the faceoff is controlled by the Stars. Bischel in the corner. Nice switch of directions to shed Nemesnikov, and Dallas clears it out to center ice.
They're in that little rut right now where they're just giving the puck back to the Jets on their exits.
It's in on Oettinger, who will hang on to it there and freeze with exactly 6 minutes left in the second period. Still 1-0 Winnipeg.
There were times, it's like when we'd be watching and when they got themselves in a lot of trouble, there's a fine line at times between you're just living to fight another time. Get it out of your zone, work it in the neutral zone. The other part of it, though, is you're just feeding the beast.
The Jets control this draw. Pionk banks it off the backboards. Ehlers hustles after it there. Contacted by Lyubushkin. Perfetti got dumped in the slot as a shot from Pionk came off the wing. Oettinger made that save. Jason Robertson poking it forward, couldn't catch up on the other end of it. Wyatt Johnston in to spin it around the outer boards. And then held in at the line, Johnston for Robertson. Left wing side, checked by Pionk. Hintz keeps it moving. Johnston, wraparound, stuff attempt. He got hit by Pionk as Hellebuck held his ground and covered it.
This is an interesting trio out there with Hintz, Johnston, and Robertson, and they came close to ramming one home and leveling Game 5.
5:25 left in the second period. Jets with the only goal so far will step aside. You're listening to Dallas Stars Playoff Hockey, brought to you by PNC Bank on the Ticket.
History's masterpieces wouldn't be the same without their most notable accents. Neither would the Kia Sportage without its multiple drive modes. The Kia Sorento without its expansive 12.3-inch panoramic display. Or the Kia Telluride without its 3 rows of spacious seating. The 2025 Kia SUVs. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KARE for details. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available.
Hey everyone, Adney and Verk here to talk about our great podcast, NHL Unscripted with Verk and Demers.
Jason Demers here. After playing 700 NHL games, it turns out I have an opinion or two. Whoever's saying trade one of them, you don't know anything about hockey. I'm on the bandwagon. I'm rooting for this team. With new guests every week, we will talk about hockey and more.
Can't wait till you watch this movie because it's the biggest award of her career.
He went into the Cheetah exhibit, the Cheetah took a piece out of him, and he came into the ring next day.
Tune in to NHL Unscripted with Verk and Demers, the iHeartRadio app, or wherever you get your podcasts.
At PNC Bank, an official partner of Dallas Stars, we've always taken a boring approach to handling your money. Not only is it smart, it's reliable. And why would we ever want to be unreliable with anyone's money? Some of those customers could be big, tough hockey players who gladly give up their teeth for a win. Oh, that's gonna hurt. But really, we just think boring is the smartest way to help ensure your money's there for exciting things in life. Like intentionally placing your body in front of a frozen rubber puck traveling at 100 miles per hour. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
Dallas Stars hockey on the ticket. The ticket!
Welcome back to Winnipeg, everyone. 5.5 minutes to go in the second period. Stars trailing the Jets 1-0 in Game 5. They're up 3-1 in the series. That means they have somewhere around a 91% chance of winning this series. Doesn't mean they're going to win it tonight, but the percentage heavily in their favor.
Dumped in by the Stars and left wing side. Dallas has it. It is Sam Steele. Then taken by Marchment over to the left point. Bischel swung to the right. Petrovic got it in deep, and it is Shen who goes back up the far side. Petrovic cuts it off. Then in the corner, fought for. The referee had his skates taken out from under him as the scrum was nearby.
You okay, Wes? Are you okay?
Jamming at the puck. Arm stayed down. He's a veteran, been through it all. He'll get back up and get back into the play.
He's an old hockey player. He's been hit before.
Reaching down, Sandberg and the Stars will collect. Then taken by the Jets, Pionk.
Getting pushed out of the game a little bit here right now.
Icing here against Winnipeg. Lowry was racing, but CC had enough of position on him to get the call.
I wish they'd let those go. You know, both sides have had a grievance that they were going to win their way to the puck. And, you know, when it goes in behind the net and then there's a race to the corner, not a straight race to the end boards. And the reason they brought in the icing and got away from touch icing is for injury prevention.
The Jets win this restart draw and play it around all the way down. No icing this time. Appleton is first to it. He wraps up with Harley as they cancel. And then off the skate of Granlund, he and Lowry muscle at one another. The puck held inside the Star zone. Ottinger leaves it behind the net. Then Rantanen touches for Hintz. Diving play to try to get a piece. Granlund couldn't, and that turns into another icing, this time against Dallas.
You can just feel a little bit, obviously the physical aspect of this game tonight is heavily favored for the home side. Everything they hit, it gets amplified. They've been eager to do that. It's got to be about a 2-1 margin in that category now, and just the overall intensity and urgency. I mean, they can't lose another game in the series, and you can see some of that frothing up in their play here in the second.
Stars win this face-off. Heiskanen stretching it out for Rantanen. Now to Mello. Front of the vacant penalty boxes. It bounces away, and the Stars back on the attack. Right circle, holding up Duchesne. Tried to center it. Bounces up high. Lindell, he fans. And then got a backhand away. They've got Connor sprung ahead. And the Stars' Duchesne got in the way and picked it off. It's just a series of broken play that almost led to Connor going untouched.
Pretty good layers to the Jets' defensive play in behind their own blue line.
Nice work by Ben to get it for Duchesne. Has Sagan fit their shot off of the crossbar. It stayed out. And then Duchesne knocked down behind the net in the trapezoid. He's trying to battle for the puck, and it is whistled down, and Duchesne gets up, kind of working out that right leg, making sure he's okay.
It's the problem sometimes when you have a line out there that only really thinks offense, and that's the Jets' top line, and they got schooled in neutral ice. Jimmy Benn with a brilliant little play to get it forward to his other two line mates, and then Tyler Seguin, you can see him take his time too. He gets it over on the right wing side, curls the wrist to settle the puck a little bit, and then rip it, and he had that glove beat on Hellebuck and clanked it off the iron.
Seguin, 2 goals, 2 assists in the opening round against Colorado, looking for his first point of round 2, and what an opportunity millimeters away. Jets back in on the attack, chopped by Nemesnikov off the corner. Pionk holds it in from the right point, blasts one, and it's gloved by Onger, who reaches high to snare it with the left hand while on his knees.
Well, it's an interesting setup. I think it was Perfetti who was in front of the net, and one of the things they talked about heading into Game 5 is trying to screen Ottinger a little bit, and he just moves out of the way and gave Jake a clean lane to who's going to sail probably 1.5 feet over top of the net, but he snared it with the mitt. There'll be another face-off to his left. As well as the game plan for the Jets has gone, they're only up by that lucky, fortunate bounce goal when they were playing 4 aside. Stars haven't really threatened all that much, certainly not consistently, and they're 1 shot away from being even again.
Face-off in the Dallas zone. Perfetti steps in as Nemesnikov kicked out. Steal against Perfetti, and it's won by the Jets. Shen from the point winds one around where Morrissey, the other defenseman, activated, but the Stars break through it. Able to send it out to center. Hustling as Ceci knew he was going to get checked. Still got the puck deep. Hellebuck almost got caught behind the net by Steele. Fought through, and a penalty coming up as the Stars back in their zone touch it. And this is going to be a call against Dallas that occurred inside the Jet zone. Mason Marchment loitering by the penalty box.
27 Dallas got a minor for hold.
And he's off for holding.
He is giving it to Wes McCauley on his way off. In fairness to Mason, he pretty much just ended up running into Ehlers. I mean, they were just crossing paths in that. He's so gangly, and again, he looks like a used car lot balloon man trying to work his way through people, and it looks more egregious than it actually is, but it is set up this power play that the Stars have kept all but silent in the series late in the second.
0 for 1 tonight, chance number 2 for the Jets, and file this under one of the many big-time penalty kills that the Stars would need. They have answered the bell so many times in this postseason. Just about a half-minute differential between the period clock and the penalty clock as Connor plays it in. Stars with a chance to clear, unable to do so. Connor spreads it out, and it's over for Ehlers, who's got Morrissey touched off to the forward. Velarde back for Morrissey. Ehlers at the left wing point. Down for Scheifele, twisted for Velarde. Tried to feed it across, and Lindell broke up the pass. It was looking for Connor, but again, Dallas didn't clear Connor. Velarde shot off his skates. That deflects over to the corner. 4-car pile up there. The Jets come away with it. Ehlers dragging to the circle, and his shot was blocked, and Ehlers tried to bank it off of Onger. Got back to seal post. Connor keeps the pressure on for Winnipeg. Morrissey back for Connor. Right wing circle. Dances to the high slot. Feeds it low. Ehlers with it. Surveying his options. Ehlers drifts out. Fed to the net front. Wanted Velarde. Came back to Ehlers. 45 left on the power play. Here's Morrissey's shot. Fought off. Velarde, and saved by Onger's backside. He was facing the wrong way, and Velarde drilled it into him. Morrissey keeps it for Connor. Right wing circle. Kyle Connor up high for Morrissey. Goes back for Connor. Final minute of the second. Power play for the Jets. Morrissey in front. Save made. Rebound. And batted into the net by Scheifele. Immediately waved off, saying he did it with the hand. 52.6 seconds left in this second period. Chaos.
Wasn't much of an argument from Scheifele. Knew what he did. Man, Gabe Velarde had 3 no-brainers, it looked like. The last one was the best one when he had Ottinger actually flipped and turned right around and shot it right back into him again. Ottinger was staring at the end of the rink. Velarde trying to get it on net as quick as he could, and he hit him in the bottom of the skate. Crazy, kooky. That was as lethal a looking power play as they've had in the series, and still couldn't squeeze anything past Jake Ottinger, who came into play here tonight having made 23 saves on 24 Winnipeg power play shots in the series, and he's been perfect tonight.
The Jets win the restart that gets brought out to neutral territory after the no-goal immediate washout. Mark Scheifele, who has the only goal on a carom that went off Thomas Harley's skate, tries to score just about every body part, every person that he can in the game. Pionk shoots one in. Marchment is out of the box, so the Stars get through it.
It's how the Stars win games. It's how they've gone about clapping back in the playoffs. Survive an onslaught like that.
Here is Niederreiter stepping wide of Heiskanen, gets back to thwart him just enough, and then Ottinger had the other part of the equation with the save. Puck turned over by the Jets, and Mikko Rantanen from center, a collision with Nemesnikov. He's kind of lowered the shoulder knowing there was contact coming. The horn sounds, and temperature dialing up along with the pace late in the second period. 1-0. Jets have the lead through 40.
Well, the bell at the end of the period felt like a bell in a title fight where they just got saved by it. They can go back to their corner now. They've been outshot 21-9 through 2 periods, and it feels like the Jets should be up by more than just the goal that they're ahead here after 2 periods of play. But you know, that's kind of how the Stars have lived their lives this season, regular season and in the playoffs. And a lot of it has been built on the foundation of their penalty kill. Coming up with a kill like that, you know, saves, especially on this one, in order to just stop any kind of momentum, keep them in touch of the score on the board. And it's another just magical kill from the Stars to get through that one, and a little bit fortunate.
3 of the 4 Stars wins in the opening round over Colorado came when they were trailing at second intermission. But Pete DeBoer was asked about success the last 2 games, and he said playing with a lead against the Jets is so important. They don't have that luxury here tonight. As you mentioned, they're stuck on single-digit shots. So if they are going to get something done in this third period, what has to change? What has to give for Dallas?
Well, I think it's a victory to just be down by 1 goal, considering the way the Jets' best players have created some just elite, high-danger scoring opportunities in the game. So that's part of it. Getting the Stars' overall game going, I think some of it has to be, you know, the other guys as well. A lot of games, it's not just what you do. It's them taking their foot off the gas. It's them taking a penalty. It's Hellebuck giving up a goal that doesn't usually go in. All these things, right, that conspire against them, because it just feels like the Stars have not had the puck where they've worked together with it much in the game at all. You know, Wyatt Johnston got to the net front a couple of times in that second period, but outside of that, I don't think anybody's been within, 10 feet of a Hellebuck for the most part. He's only faced the 9 shots in the game. The big one, the big save for him was pretty obvious immediately in that second period when he stoned Thomas Harley with the glove save. And they're going to need something fortunate to happen for them, because it just feels like the Jets are not going to buckle much with their defensive game with their backs against the wall, and the Stars' overall game has not looked as good as it has earlier in this series.
And despite that, the gap only 1 as the Stars trailing 1-0. They've now gone 6+ periods in this building without a goal against Connor Hellebuck and the Jets. 123 minutes and 22 seconds dating back to Mikko Rantanen's late second period goal in Game 1 over a week ago. Fans, a reminder that Victory Club memberships presented by Lexus are officially on sale for the 2025-26 season. Securing a membership now offers exclusive benefits like priority access to pre-sales, tickets at a preferred rate, and more. Limited memberships are available, so visit DallasStars.com/victory and don't miss out on your chance to secure yours. Up next, Kia second intermission report. Michael Dixon, Bruce Levine have you covered. It is 1-0, the Jets on top of the Stars through 40 minutes from Winnipeg here in Game 5 on The Ticket.
The Dallas Stars are moving on to the Stanley Cup playoffs and take on the Winnipeg Jets in round 2. More like lose a peg. Am I right? Hear every Stars playoff game on The Ticket. Then hear from head coach Pete DeBoer Wednesdays at 5:55 on the Hard Line. The Musers take a shift with Daryl Razor Ray the morning after every game. Plus Matt Duchene hits the sweet spot and Josh Bogorod storms the invasion. Stars playoff hockey. Only on Sports Radio 96.7 and 1310, The Ticket.
Keeping your engines healthy means protecting them in season and out. Experts trust Stable to do that. And third-party testing confirms it. Stable is the industry leader in preventing fuel-related issues, no matter if you use it in your car, boat, or outdoor power equipment. In season or out, at every fill-up or when you store, start with Stable.
Now more than ever, Lowe's knows you don't just want a low price, you want the lowest price. And with our lowest price guarantee, you can count on us for competitive prices on all your home improvement projects. If you find a qualifying lower price somewhere else on the same item, we'll match it. Lowe's, we help, you save. Price match applies the same item. Current price at qualifying retailers. Exclusions and terms apply. Learn how we'll match price at Lowe's.com/lowest price guarantee.
Are you ready for a pick-me-up? Liqueur 43 is a premium liqueur made from a secret Spanish family recipe of 43 natural ingredients, and it's taking the world by storm with the original Carajillo. The original Carajillo is the fastest growing cocktail in Mexico today, and it can only be made one way. It's simple. Use equal parts Liqueur 43 in espresso or coffee. Pour it hot or shake it cold and pour over ice. Either way, it's a delicious treat that's perfect before you hit the town or after a big meal with friends. Impress your house guests and make this amazing cocktail at home. For more information and cocktail ideas, visit Liqueur 43 on Facebook or Instagram, or visit our website at liqueur43.com. That's liqueur43.com. It's time for you to discover Liqueur 43 and the original Carajillo. Liqueur 43 and Zamora Company, USA, remind our friends to please drink responsibly.
Congratulations to the Stars on a terrific season. I'm looking forward to a long playoff run. Hi, this is Sharon Moore, President and CEO of City Credit Union. If you're looking for a new car or truck, City Credit Union's online application and quick decisioning make it easy. Our loan experts will help you through the entire process, and we do everything online. Get started at citycu.org/apply. City Credit Union is a proud partner of the Dallas Stars.
Certain restrictions apply, subject to credit approval. See Credit Union for details. Federally insured by NCUA.
Congratulations to the Stars on a terrific season. I'm looking forward to a long playoff run. Hi, this is Sharon Moore, President and CEO of City Credit Union. If you're looking for a new car or truck, City Credit Union's online application and quick decisioning make it easy. Our loan experts will help you through the entire process, and we do everything online. Get started at citycu.org/apply. City Credit Union is a proud partner of the Dallas Stars.
Certain restrictions apply, subject to credit approval. See Credit Union for details. Federally insured by NCUA. The 2025 CONCACAF Gold Cup is coming to Dallas. United States versus Haiti, Dominican Republic versus Suriname. See Stars Christian Pulisic and Tyler Adams fight to reclaim Gold Cup glory. June 22nd at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Get your tickets now at SeatGeek.com.
Due to football regulations, we can't say who inspired Tequila Volteo, but we can say he made the call to craft an exceptional luxury sipping tequila. And because true luxury is additive-free, Tequila Volteo is 100% organic with no additives. Every once in a while, a new player comes along that changes the game, and Tequila Volteo took the ball and ran with it. That's Volteo with the V as in victory formation. Here we go!
Tequila Volteo, 40% alcohol by volume. Please drink responsibly. Zamora Company, USA, Dallas, Texas.
Progressive Commercial Insurance flexes to fit your business's needs. From quick repairs to adjustable coverages and even payment options, Progressive Commercial makes it easy to get what you need. Quote today in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
This is the Dallas Stars Hockey Intermission Report, brought to you by Kia on Sports Radio 96.7 and 1310, The Ticket.
Well, the Jets with a 1-0 lead after 40 minutes and 20 minutes away from keeping their season alive. The Stars with 20 minutes to try and get something against Connor Hellebuyck and keep this series from coming back to Dallas for Game 6. Intermission show brought to you by your DFW Kia dealers. Visit Kia.com to discover movement that inspires. I'm Michael Dixon. He's Bruce Levine. We're on Sports Radio 96.7 and 1310. The Ticket. Bruce, I really don't think it's been a bad effort from the Stars tonight. They trail 1-0. The game is there for them to at least get even and make something of it here in the final period. But they have got to test Connor Hellebuyck a little more than they have just 9 shots on goal through 2 periods.
9 shots on goal and only 1 shot on goal in the last 14-10 of the second period. So Dallas had, had 3 decent looks in the first 5.5 minutes, and then nothing except Tyler Seguin dinging the pipe of a nice feed from Matt Duchene with about 4 minutes to go in the period. Jake Ottinger has faced 22 shots. He has stopped 21 of them, and the one he didn't stop, you cannot blame him for. That's just a double doinker into the net. But the Dallas Stars have been shut out by Connor Hellebuyck in Manitoba. You've got to go back to the 16:38 mark of period number 2 of game 1 when Mikko Rantanen and banked that puck off Dylan Sandberg into the net for the last time the Dallas Stars scored on Connor Hellebuyck in Manitoba. They need to get some shots. They need to take his eyes away. It looks like, and he made a great save early on in the second period on a backhander by Thomas Harley. But if the Stars are going to get a goal or 2 here and win this game, they've got to get the rebounds, the deflections, the screens, because Hellebuyck, I'd like to say he stopped everything he's seeing, but he's only had to stop 9. So volume 1, take away the eyes 2, get dirty, gritty goals 3.
And one he didn't have to stop, but didn't go in when Ben linked up with Seguin and then or Duchene and then Seguin, and then late in that second period, Seguin rang the bar. All right, quickly, let's get to the goal. Recap and highlights brought to you by Choctaw Casinos and Resorts, official partner of the Dallas Stars. 1-0 Winnipeg, and just 1 goal in this game. Wouldn't you know it? A goal for the Jets in that building went off the Dallas Stars at 6:17.
Over the left side, Connor back for Scheifele, delays in front and deflects into the Stars net. Off of Thomas Harley's skate, the centering pass, and the latest chaotic bounce leads to the Jets taking the lead here in Game 5.
Goal goes to Scheifele from Connor and Pionk. That at 6:17, the only goal in the game so far, Bruce.
Yeah, man, this is just bad luck. It's 4-on-4 over a sort of strange call down at one end of the ice. Comes back the other way, and this is a shot toward the net that Scheifele takes. Johnson gets a piece of it, and it deflects, and then it hits Harley in the shin pad and goes in. If it doesn't touch either one of those, it's an easy save for Ottinger. Sometimes the hockey gods just laugh at you, and that's what led to the only goal of the game.
All right, intermission show brought to you by your DFW Kia dealers. Visit Kia.com to discover movement that inspires. 1-0 Jets after 2. Coming up next, we'll check with Bruce on the out-of-town scoreboard and get you back to Manitoba for the 3rd. This is Stars Hockey on the Ticket.
Stepping into the Kia K4 or K5 isn't just getting behind the wheel of any average sedan. It's stepping into what's next. With a K4, it's stepping into a world that's exciting. With a K5, it's one that's bold. The Kia K4 and K5, the next movement for stans. See your local Kia dealer or visit Kia.com to learn more.
Kia, movement that inspires. Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely.
At Comerica Bank, we're creating opportunity for entrepreneurs to stop dreaming and start doing. For gig workers to become business owners. For small businesses to go toe-to-toe with the big dogs. At Comerica Bank, we're creating opportunity beyond bank accounts. We're providing free office space, free advertising, free competitive research, and more to help small businesses do more with less. To learn more, visit Comerica.com/succeed. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender. Offers available to Comerica small business customers only. Terms apply.
Hey, Stars fans, look no further than the Children's Health Star Centers for the coolest birthday party in town. With 4 different packages to choose from, you can find the perfect party that works for any size group. Enjoy private ice time, party rooms, pizza, broom ball, and more for the best party around. So be sure to think of the Children's Health Star Centers for your next birthday or private event. For more information and inquiries, please visit us at dallasstars.com/starcenters. Children's Health is the official pediatric home of Dallas Stars fans. Every day, Children's Health is pushing the boundaries of what incredible care for children looks like. From groundbreaking research to technological innovations, Children's Health is constantly discovering the cutting-edge treatments that lead to greater outcomes. From their relentless care teams to their commitment to every family, Children's Health will stop at nothing to give kids the care they need for the future they deserve. Visit childrens.com to learn more.
If you're a Dallas Stars fan, you know all about winning. That's why you'll feel right at home at Choctaw Casinos and Resorts. Start your night off with a victory of your own in our state-of-the-art poker room. Grab a front row seat to an epic concert, or sit back and catch the big game in our amazing sports bar. Come discover your next win at Choctaw Casinos and Resorts, official partner of the Dallas Stars.
Hello, this is Jan at Toyota.
Hi, Jan. Is now a good time to get a new Toyota?
It is. We like to say your summer starts here at your Toyota dealer. Now through June 2nd, we have a great selection of Camrys, Corollas, Tundras, and more.
Your summer starts here. I'm a pet sitter, and business is way up as people enjoy their new Toyotas.
Stop, Master, and Goldie is not dinner.
Your summer starts here.
Dealer inventory may vary. See your participating Toyota dealer for details.
Toyota, let's go places.
This summer's another scorcher. An ultimate season pass from TXU Energy is hitting it out of the park with 50% off energy charges during peak summer and winter, plus more months of automatic savings.
Savings all season long. That'll come in clutch.
Customers can save more than $450 a year.
So when the summer heat goes into extra innings, the savings come in for relief.
More savings. That's a fan favorite.
Ultimate season pass is really bringing the heat.
I think you mean cool. TXU Energy. Energy for everything.
Visit TXU.com for more information. Rep number 10004.
Need some real refreshment? Good news! HTO is open now across DFW. Dive into dozens of flavors of real delicious fresh brewed iced tea. From coconut and Georgia peach to Texas chai and strawberry passion. Mix and match to your heart's content to find your favorite combo. And with tons of premium fresh brewed coffee drinks and crave-worthy snacks to choose from, there's plenty of real refreshment no matter what you're craving. HTO, welcome to your happy place. The best plays happen when the whole team's in sync. And at Baylor Scott & White, the Heart Hospital, heart health is no different. From offense to defense, every move matters. And with nationally ranked heart and vascular care across North Texas, you've got a winning team right here at home. Whether it's an assist, a comeback, or the ultimate hat trick, we're going for your goals. Baylor Scott & White, the Heart Hospital, the power to live better.
Hello, this is Jan at Toyota.
Hi, Jan. Is now a good time to get a new Toyota?
It is. We like to say your summer starts here at your Toyota dealer. Now through June 2nd, we have a great selection of Camrys, Corollas, Tundras, and more.
Your summer starts here. I'm a pet sitter, and business is way up as people enjoy their new Toyotas.
Stop, Master, and Goldie is not dinner.
Your summer starts here.
Dealer inventory may vary. See your participating Toyota dealer for details.
Toyota, let's go places.
Hear the highlights and keep up with other games around the NHL. This is the Dallas Stars Intermission Report, brought to you by Kia on Sports Radio 96.7 and 1310 The Ticket.
Stars trail 1-0 after 40. We'll get back to Manitoba in a second. Bruce, what happened earlier tonight?
Andrei Svechnikov with 1:59 to go in regulation puts the Carolina Hurricanes ahead. It's the game-winning goal. They defeat Washington 3-1 and move on to the Eastern Conference Finals. By the way, Michael, 3 times in the previous series against Colorado, Dallas trailed after 2 and won the hockey game, including Game 7. So this team has been here before.
Let's see if they can do it again. Back to Winnipeg with Josh and Razor.
Thanks very much, boys. Yeah, they'll look for another one of those come-from-behinds that were pretty apparent in the opening round, and they haven't seen him here in the second round. The Jets, very good lockdown team that the Stars will have to find a way to penetrate through. Only 9 shots on goal through 40 minutes for Dallas, but the only goal is that carom off of Thomas Harley and in, so there hasn't been a puck shot past the goaltender in the game, Razor, either way.
No, the Stars only have 5 shots from forwards through the first 40 minutes. They got to find some kind of a fissure in the Jets defending. And look, they played. Look at it from their perspective. They played almost like a perfect Game 5, and they're one bounce, one shot, one penalty away from being dead even here in a must-win game for them. Stars should be extremely comfortable. Tyler Seguin hit the crossbar in the second. Could have been a tie game there. Jake Ottinger stood on his head during that late Mason Marchman penalty, and they're one shot away because of that.
The whiteout here standing. All the Jets fans dressed in white, white towels waving. It's the hallmark of their postseason. They don't want to see it end tonight. The Stars would love to have this be the final game of the second round series. We're underway in the third period. Here is Matt Duchene across the line. Out there with Ben and Seguin. This is the trio that's been together from the start of the game for head coach Pete DeBoer with another 11 forward, 7 defenseman lineup. Ben, the chip in. Seguin hustling after it. Check on DeMello. And it is up to the point where it's kept in by Ceci. Wrapped around. Esselindell activates on the left wing. Horseshoes it back to the right side. Duchene tried to lower the shoulder, get through DeMello. Unable to, but kept possession in the process. He's up near the right point now and delivers it deep on the backhand. Scheifele, the forward, gets it for the Jets, then dislodged by a Ben check. Shot from the left wing and a save by Hellebuck. Then going down was Duchene trying to center, and it's cleared by the Jets.
What a perfect opening shift. Forced their top line to play in their own zone. They're not very good there, not very comfortable there, so a good run of a minute from the Duchene line.
Here's Robertson, and across the line, and a low shot forced Hellebuck into a save. The Jets fight their way through, back out to center ice. Fleury, hands ahead for Appleton. They'll toss one in softly. Bischel, contacted there by Lowry. Sandberg finds Pionk. His wrist shot floats wide of the net. And then a penalty coming as Appleton tripped up en route to the puck behind the Stars net. And Dallas is going to go back down a man here early in the third period.
Alex Petrovic heading off. At first blush, I thought Appleton had just, tripped himself on the back of the net, but you could see Petrovic's stick come down and get him right in the boots and chop him down. So the Stars, with that heroic penalty kill at the tail end of the second period, are going to need to bow up here again early in the third and try to keep this game within a one-shot range. Tough way to live, though. Man, they've taken a lot of penalties in the playoffs. Thank God their penalty kill and their goaltender have been as good as they've been.
This is their 41st time shorthanded. They have killed off 36 of the first 40. The Jets control it, feed it to the right side. Connor goes low. Velarde behind the net and tripped up in another penalty against the Stars. And to make matters worse, it's Esselindell, who's the best penalty killer in the league. They'll be without him, and they'll be down 2 D-men for 147 here in a one-goal game in the third.
Yeah, I mean, this is clear-cut. The Stars have had just a tinge of latency in their game tonight. The energy's been different and off, and Essa just gets his stick in there, doesn't take an awful lot of penalties, kills an awful lot of them. That is the double whammy. That could sting. This could get game number 5 out of hand here in the next couple of minutes. Or, man, if they don't get anything out of this and the Stars survive this, what an opportunity to clap back.
They add 2 seconds, so it's 1:49 of 5-on-3 time. The Jets control. It's Morrissey. He feeds it down for Scheifele. Morrissey to the right side, Connor. Now Ehlers. Plenty of time, plenty of room for the Jets. With a 1-0 lead here in the third. Scheifele, a one-timer from the dot. Saved by Ottinger. And then cleared by the Stars, and they're going to reset the mask of Jake Ottinger. Blow that one down.
I thought he took it in the chest. A wide open flank shot. You're going to have to give something up right? You have to give something up when you're 2 men down like that, and the chances you're going to give up are probably going to be chances like that. You could see Ottinger right away wave. I think he did get him. It came up in the grill and popped his mask buckles again. Pete DeBoer and the Stars coaching staff trying to plant some seeds a little bit, I think.
Johnston, the forward, Harley and Ceci, the defenseman. 3 in white, trying to hold back the waters as the Jets control it. Scheifele across, Connor, right circle, goes low, Ehlers, stuff, and he scores! Nikolai Ehlers early in the 5-on-3. The Jets strike on the power play, extend their lead, and remain up a man. It's 2-0.
Yeah, they just went simplistic. You know, after being able to gather the puck, they've been very good, and they've been looking for plays down on the icing line. They work it down to Ehlers. He's on his forehand, just rattle in off the far side. His rammer to go straight in as Cody Ceci was on the back of Velarde, and it seeps its way in and makes the hill a little taller to climb, and more work to be done on their penalty kill.
And the only Jets win so far this series, it was the last game in this building. Nikolai Ehlers was front and center on their attack. 2 goals, 3 points. Perfetti back in and a shot save made by Ottinger. Stars still with Esselindell in the box over a minute. Redirection from the Mesnikov wide of the net. Granlund can't cleanly get it off his blade in the corner. And then cleared out by Granlund, up and over everyone down the ice.
You know, in a lot of ways, if they only give up the 1 power play goal in this sort of 3 power play opportunity sets for the Jets, that is a major victory and gives the comeback probability uptick for them. They got to get through this, though.
The Mesnikov left circle, back high, Pionk, redirection, Iafallo, and the save made by Ottinger. Stars get it out. Johnston crunched in front of the bench by Pionk. Plops back up, and they inch it further towards center ice. Can't quite get it to the red line. The Jets pry it loose, and Scheifele's got it. With 15 left on Esselindell's tripping minor, Steele ran into Scheifele, took it away, and fed Ben. Stars tilt the ice down a man. Jamie Benn back up high. Heiskanen delays to the left circle, and a shot kicked out by the right leg of Hellebuck. Dallas does indeed get through the second minor. Lindell is out of the box. So the Stars give up 1 on a 2-man advantage that was 1 minute and 49 seconds. Mikko Rantanen over for Petrovic. Petrovic right back down towards that left wing corner. Stars 5-on-5 hockey. Just under 16 to play in the third period. They trail 2-0 here in Game 5, a series they lead 3 games to 1. Trying to end it tonight if they can't. Game 6 would be back in Dallas on Saturday. Lowry on the left side, checked by Petrovic. Ottinger behind the net. Had to dislodge the fly-in by Appleton. Stars back through center. Matt Duchene. Chip to the right side wall. Gets there himself. Rantanen and Duchene. It's out for Petrovic. Shot. And slowed down off a deflection. And then covered by Hellebuck with 15-12 remaining in the third.
Well, first things first, they limited the damage with the penalty trouble they got in late second period, early third period here. I think the next thing for the Stars here is obviously they're down by a couple of goals. There's 15 minutes left in regulation. They have to be more aggressive, and don't be mindlessly aggressive, but they have to be more aggressive and see whether they can either draw a call, get a bounce, something like that, because if it just keeps methodically moving along like this, they're going to lose Game 5.
Seguin on this face-off. Reuniting Marchment, Seguin, and Duchene here, but the Jets control it and work out of their defensive zone, but miss on a pass at center. Stars handed right back to Winnipeg on an errant feed between the blue lines. Barron hustling after it. One hands the puck along the end wall. Chipped forward by the Stars. Seguin takes over ahead for Marchment. Tried to go back for Seguin. was slowed down just enough by Sandberg and then iced by the Jets. 14:42 left in the third.
Yeah, stuff like that, consistently, like line after line. You can't just have one line have a good shift and then two lines spend their shifts on their other side of the equator here at Canada Life Center. You know, face-offs are in the offensive zone, an opportunity to run something off a set play. You got to win the draw first, all these little things.
Well, if you're looking for a line, the all-fin line is out there for the Stars, and they have been outstanding. Quickly cleared by Winnipeg, and Dallas will have to work from their zone. Granlund, chip ahead. Couldn't connect with Hintz. Lunging glove attempt clearance from Tanev, kept in by Ceci. Stars play a rink wide. Mikko Rantanen up at the blue line. His pass across was deflected. Stars have to touch up. Ceci fanned and then got checked by Lowry. Dallas never able to install the puck back deep.
Just keep having a tough time getting ahead of the Jets, who have the intensity throttle wide open.
116 points in the regular season, the most any Jets team has ever had. The most by any team in the NHL this year. And a penalty coming as Rope Hintz hooked down. Mason Appleton is giving the diving sign on his way to the box. But the Stars are going to get a chance to punch back on their third power play. 13:55 left in the third period. 2-0. Dallas trails, but they're up a man when we come back on the ticket.
At Comerica Bank, we're creating opportunity for entrepreneurs to stop dreaming and start doing. For gig workers to become business owners. For small businesses to go toe-to-toe with the big dogs. At Comerica Bank, we're creating opportunity beyond bank accounts. We're providing free office space, free advertising, free competitive research, and more to help small businesses do more with less. To learn more, visit comerica.com/succeed. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender. Offers available to Comerica small business customers only. Terms apply.
Star fans, every player that has ever skated onto the ice has had a dream. To be a champion, Ford has been a part of making those dreams come true. With every drive to hockey practice and travel to every road game, Ford F-Series, the 48-year leader, and Ford SUVs have carried us forward. That's why Ford is a proud sponsor of the Dallas Stars and proud sponsor of a dream. Based on 1977 to 2024 CY total sales.
Ford is the best in Texas. The Stars on the ticket. The ticket!
Well, if your Dallas Stars are going to mount any kind of a comeback, it just feels like they need something here in the next couple of minutes. Rope Hintz went down and drew a call, and the Stars have the opportunity on the power play with 14 minutes to go in regulation, down 2-0. Because when you look at the way the game's gone, I mean, they've been outshot by a 2-1 margin. They've been outchanced probably by about a 3-4-1 margin in the game. They've been clobbered physically, and yet here we are. It's a two-shot game, which is okay considering what the last 6-7 minutes of actual playing time have gone for the Stars, where they've been killing penalties, and it's completely disrupted anything semblance of team game. So now you need your special teams game to do something for you.
Stars are 0 for 2 tonight. They have scored a power play goal in 9 of their 11 playoff games this postseason. But they lose a draw here, and the Jets will work their way out through center. Iafallo across the line, leaves for Lowry. Shot save made. Ottinger on the shorthanded rush from the Jets.
Man, Pionk's a little more aggressive as the defenseman roaring up ice. That rebound was right there.
Johnston across the Winnipeg line. Weaves his way down low, feeds it for Heiskanen, who's the defenseman out there. To Rantanen, now back for Heiskanen. He finds Rantanen top of the right wing circle. Sends it low, Hintz tried to pass it. Pionk went down to break up the lane. And the Stars keep possession. Top of the zone, Heiskanen. Goes back for Mikko Rantanen. Rantanen over to Heiskanen, over to Duchesne, and Hellebuck read it, got over. He wants the referee to blow it down. And the referee will oblige. His mask was dealing with the same stuff that Ottinger had the other end after he got over to make that stop.
Man, he went so violently over into the post to stuff that attempt. It might have clacked his mask a little bit. Duchesne, man, another one that rode up. Duchesne off on the flank. Matt Duchesne who's over on the right wing side, his best work has been done on the Stars power play. Has 5 power play assists in the playoffs, and we're trying to figure out. Stars were lobbying where this face-off should be. I think they go by where the puck was, right?
Yeah, and that's not going to be a good break for the Stars.
I don't really understand that ruling. I mean, it's an equipment malfunction from the goaltender. I think that should be in the zone. You allow him to get protected again, but the face-off should be there.
So the Jets win the restart draw from neutral ice. It was on the Stars side of center. And now Dallas has to work the entirety as Tanev stole it, put it in on Onger, standing, steers it along. Stars have 50 seconds left on the Appleton tripping minor. Wyatt Johnston through center ice. Johnston fed to the left. Duchesne banked it back for Johnston. Johnston hints Rantanen, Duchesne, and Miro Heiskanen, who's got to bug the blue line. He feeds it back for Duchesne, quickly over to Rantanen. Jammed a bit on his shot. Hellebuck was able to get over and make the stop, and now here comes Nemesnikov slowly across center and flips it in from there.
That's 2 big torso saves from Hellebuck. Instead of coming over on his knees and exposing up top, he's had that filled in with the body.
Granlund across the blue line, ran right into traffic. It's cleared, and that'll just about do it. 5 seconds left. Appleton is standing awaiting his release. The crowd salutes it as it comes. Stars can't cash in on the opportunity. They're 0 for 3 on the power play. Remains 2-0 as Hellebuck gloves the shoot in from the left point. He freezes with 11:48 left in the third period.
Yeah, they've been sticky here tonight. They've certainly looked like the President's Trophy winners, all the things that they excelled at in the regular season. And look, they've been great in this building in the playoffs too. The best home teams in the playoffs, Carolina, perfect through 5 games, and then you have the Stars at 5-1 at Raucous American Airlines Center, the Jets at 5-1 here in front of the whiteout, and pretty impressive stuff. Only LA was better than them at home in the regular season, and they're living up to it tonight.
Jets win the defensive zone face-off for them. Connor accelerates through center ice. The goal on the 5-on-3 early this period was Ehlers from Connor and Scheifele, so a couple of assists for Connor. Goal and a helper for Scheifele, who's got the puck and carries it in for Winnipeg. Drops for Connor. Then the follow-up Velarde, it deflected just behind him. Granlund, the counterattack, gains center ice, pitchforks it in. DeMello in the corner, plays keep away to Velarde. Then Scheifele turned it over. The Stars get it low for Sagan. Shoved by DeMello. Sagan goes down. The puck just comes out after an attempted keep by Harley on the poke check. And then Harley battling with Velarde in front of the Jets bench. Tail end of a shift for both guys. Clock continues to roll. 10:50 and counting left in the third. And this one whistled down as Bischel wants a word with Perfetti, and you can feel the temperature kind of dialing up a bit here.
Perfetti was getting knocked down and went off his stick and up and out of play. And yeah, because it's been a frustrating night for the Stars to get anything really going. Nothing on their power play, very little at even strength. They gave up a lucky goal 4-on-4 and a power play goal, so the man advantage opportunities have paid off for the Jets in the game and not the Stars.
Petrovic after a face-off win at center from Dallas. Nemesnikov the reach, pursued by Steele. Around it goes, and Perfetti lifts on the backhand. First to it is Petrovic. Twists onto the forehand. Forward for Marchment, who crosses the Winnipeg line. Trying to plow his way through or around Shen. Puck comes back near the corner, and then Shen up the wall, but stolen there by Dodonov. Ehlers, and the bouncing puck settled by the Jets. They'll calm things down, flip in, and change. Bischel for Petrovic. His pass broken up a bit by Lowry. Now Nino Niederreiter. Shoved by Petrovic. Kicked along for Lowry. Hintz in to meet him. In the corner, right wing, Dallas territory. Fished out by the Jets. Sandberg from the left point. Angles one right back deep for Lowry. Curls behind the cage. Jets captain banks it for Sandberg, left point, and a shot handled by Ottinger. He holds on to it, and Petrovic and Niederreiter, and then Lowry as well.
Petrovic.
Petrovic wants every bit of Nino Niederreiter.
You got a couple free shots, and now they go in a pile. Bishop wants that Lowry in behind the net as the Bash boys get after it physically here against that checking line, just trying to get a chunk. Get a chunk midway through the third.
9:43 remains in the third period. Sort out the penalties from this as they're taking people to the box when we come back. Stars need to find 2 here in Winnipeg in half a period. Prevent this series from continuing on past tonight. You're listening to Stars Playoff Hockey, brought to you by PNC Bank on the Ticket.
Is your backyard too hot or outdated, making it impossible to enjoy? Our friends at Allied Outdoor Solutions are offering free in-home consultations to bring your outdoor vision to life. With over 15 years of award-winning experience, they'll design and build the perfect outdoor living space for you. Take advantage of their unbeatable financing options. No payments and no interest for 12 months. Even better, this month only, get up to $10,000 off your outdoor project. Terms apply. Call 833-4ALLIED or visit AlliedOutdoorSolutions.com today.
Hi there, I'm John O'Hurley. You know our pets are beloved family members, but sadly though, there are so many dogs that get euthanized every day due to the lack of funding. To give them a chance at adoption, I invite you to support Puppy Food Bank. Thanks to generous donors like you, all of the food sent to pet shelters from Puppy Food Bank never comes with a bill. So please go to puppyfoodbank.org and make a generous, caring $15 donation every month. Your donation will absolutely save pet lives.
Progressive Commercial Insurance can protect your small business with over 30 coverage options, an easy-to-use mobile app, personalized discounts, and more. Get a quote in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Discounts and coverage selections not available in all states or situations.
An accident can leave you struggling to pay for medical bills. At Thomas J. Henry, we believe you deserve justice, no matter your financial situation. That's why you don't pay us unless we win your case. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust. San Antonio and Dallas, Texas.
This is Dallas Stars Hockey on the Ticket. KTCK-FM Flower Mound, KTCK-AM Dallas-Fort Worth, Sports Radio, 96.7 and 1310, The Ticket, a Cumulus media station.
Well, this has not been an overly animous series between these two Central Division powers. The temperature's gone up a little here. That had that fracas in behind the net. It's ended up being a Jets power play out of this. They're still trying to sort things out. The face-off is outside the Stars zone. Although the Jets are going on the power play, I would think, because everybody went in there, including their defense, and that brouhaha. Boy, Mikko Rantanen skated over and had an animated chat with TJ Luxmore, one of the two referees, while we were away, and man, he was making some points. Pionk was standing right there just listening the whole time.
They did not announce the penalties.
So they will as soon as play starts. It's the NHL.
They will. And
why would you do it when everyone's just waiting to hear?
We will try our best to relay that along to you as Dodonov is the man in the box and 2 minutes on the board for him. So it's the 5th power play of the game for the Jets. And as important as that is, so are the 2 minutes with the Stars down by a pair.
Yeah. It's an interesting choice, though. Dodonov's not usually the guy that goes in the box. Usually Mason Marchment.
Kyle Connor on the left wing side, over for Morrissey. Feeds it to the right, and then back for Morrissey. And up top, work low for Scheifele. Keeps it on his blade behind the net. And then off of Hintz to his own netminder, where Ottinger can cover it. 1:28 left on the penalty.
Well, their best guys have had their fingerprints on the offense here tonight. You know, Connor and Scheifele, and you know, Ehlers, like a little bit of fortune tucked in there as well, and obviously the power play playing a role in that, but it's a big part of why they're such a difficult team to beat in this building.
On the left side, it's Morrissey. He dumps one in deep behind the net for Velarde. Steal there. Esa Lindell, who is not available on the penalty kill because he was in the box himself during the Jets' power play goal. The Stars steal it away. Sam Steele through center ice. Curls wide to the left. He leads the NHL in shorthanded ice time by forwards in the postseason.
And they have just throttled everything the Stars have tried to concoct.
Opens up for Ehlers, who's in, and his shot was blocked by Lindell. Curling from that right wing circle as Lindell leads the postseason in blocks league-wide as it's cleared by Dallas. Leon Bichel is back in the room, and Evgeny Dodonov remains in the box for 35 seconds and counting as Nemesnikov chips one in. Hustling after it, and Harley now on the near side. Ben able to deliver it through Pionk. Checked by Niederreiter. Got it to center. Quick re-entrance from the Jets. Alex Iafallo left side, and Ottinger made the save from the left wing dot. Iafallo again, twisted, Nemesnikov scores! Wow, what a shot, and what a setup by Iafallo. 10 seconds left in the power play, and the Jets have a 3-0 lead with 7:53 to go.
That feels like church in this one tonight. Shots are 31-15. What a wonderful play by Iafallo. He was the guy that almost scored on the first rush into the zone. Ottinger got just a smidge of it. And then he hunted down a loose puck, fed it in front. Nemesnikov, who's been silent in the series, a lean away Suffolk toucher as he ripped it right past the left ear of Ottinger, who got small in there. And 3-love seems almost insurmountable.
Offside Stars as they tried to stretch it in across the blue line. Nemesnikov's third of this postseason. He opened the scoring in the series in this building back in Game 1. And the Jets, who are only 1 for 16 on the power play in the series, are 2 for 5 tonight in Game 5.
Stars giving them all kinds of opportunity to get healthy here tonight. I really like Vladimir Nemesnikov as a player. He's a terrific, honest, two-way player, but he was getting absolutely nothing done in this series until tonight.
Petrovic from the Dallas blue line forward. And in where Roope Hintz gets to it. They waved off icing. The Stars, Mikko Rantanen in the corner. Slow-moving pass. Didn't get where he wanted. Back come the Jets, a 3-on-2 rush. And they come in, they say onside. Here's Lowry, and a glove save by Jake Ottinger. Out past the top of his crease. And then flings the puck towards the sidewall. A frustrating night for sure for Jake Ottinger.
I think Bichel just annihilated Appleton after they took the blue line there, and that's drawn the ire of a lot of the Jets. Boy, in the dead slot, he had Tanev just off to the side of the net. Second real spiffy glove grab by Ottinger. He got an earlier one on Connor almost immediately in the first period, and then that one there hasn't had a ton of help again as the Stars have been drilled here tonight in Winnipeg, and exactly the performance you'd expect out of the Jets, I think, tonight, and the Stars just haven't had much of an answer.
Dallas has it. Over for Ben. They are singing along here in Canada Life Center. Give and go Dallas, but it's cleared after it's picked off by the Jets. Leon Bichel had exited the ice just momentarily, made his way back after that recent power play goal from the Jets, and then was involved in all you laid out as it's taken by the Jets again, steal it away and guide it out towards center. Behind the play, Scheifele and Ben entangled in front of the Dallas bench. And linesman is in there trying to break it up. Then Tanev is trying to get it Ben. They finally have to blow this one down. They were not going to separate on their own. More headlocks come in as everybody on the ice has a dance partner.
Evgeny Dodonov's got Pionk in a headlock. What an awkward tumble for Scheifele, who's gone nuts down there. Everything that Ryan Daisy could handle, he had to actually mug him and get him down. He is incensed. Somebody might have done something from the bench. I don't know. He went wild. A very innocent looking thing, but not so much. Jamie Benn just trying to say, yeah, you guys might get the victory tonight, but we're going to inflict some pain before we head back to Texas. Might have been a little forearm shiver from the captain on him. Man, that's how players get injured. And linesmen. They're going to spend some time figuring this one out again.
6:32 left in the third period. And the Stars have been shorthanded 5 times in the game, including a very lengthy 5-on-3 that the Jets capitalized. And
they just
you're getting another
replay.
look at it.
Jamie Benn got a free left hook right to the jaw of Scheifele. Wow. Knockdown. That is a Tyson-esque left. So the Zebras have their hands full here right now and have for a large chunk of the third period. Wes McCauley has both Adam Lowry and Tyler Sagan over and explaining what they're going to dole out here with 6.5 minutes to go in Game 5. Marchment and trying to see who that is on the other side, probably Niederreiter. Standing right at center ice, the linesman's in between. Ben is getting escorted to the corner where the Stars tunnel is to their dressing room. So his Game 5 is over.
They've got 2 minutes on the board for Scheifele. They're coming up slowly. That's all that's on the board. Scheifele has his helmet off.
Number 14 has a minor penalty for roughing and a 10-minute misconduct. Winnipeg 63, a minor for roughing and a 10-minute misconduct, and 55, a minor for roughing. Winnipeg will be short 2 minutes.
They announced 63. I think they mean 62 for Niederreiter. They don't have a 63. Any way you slice it,
boy,
it's going to be the Stars. And
Scott Arniel, the head coach of the Jets, is unhappy with the punishment out of that they end up shorthanded somehow as their top center iceman got clocked.
It's certainly a large hurdle in front of them, but with 6:32 to go and a Stars power play that's been as good as it has this postseason, if they can score here, you still got about 5 minutes to go and make this a 2-goal game. The folks here in this building, the Jets team, can tell you how much could change in the final 2 minutes of regulation. They lived it themselves on the right end of it in Game 7. So the puck is dropped after that lengthy delay, and it's cleared all the way down by Winnipeg.
They're not happy with the official here.
No, what gave it away? They subside in the chanting to hear the announcements once again of the penalties. Now here's Johnston in, weaves to the right wing circle. Rantanen over for Hintz, taken away Iafallo, and 2-on-1 shorthanded. Iafallo with a cutting Lowry. Stars race back, and the centering pass got through everybody.
Boy, he laid that perfectly, though.
Johnston is in, leaves for Rantanen. He feeds it for Heiskanen, back for Rantanen, shot. And then deflected over the near side where the Stars will spread it back out. Mikhail Granlund walking to the left wing circle. Save made. Hellebuck, the putback attempt by Johnston. Wouldn't go, and now it's Heiskanen up at the blue line. Mikko Rantanen, high tip by Hintz. Goes wide, Heiskanen wants it, gets it, low for Granlund. Tried to flip for Rantanen, got there off a glove. Left side, and the stick broke for Wyatt Johnston. His body language kind of emblematic of the night as it's cleared.
Sometimes it's just not your night. There's been a lot of that from a Stars perspective this evening. There's nothing going for them.
35 left on the power play. Dallas is in. Jason Robertson, left wing side, and then banks it up high for Harley. Over to Marchment on the right wing. Goes back for Harley. Snaps it over to Duchesne. Lays it off for Sagan, and it was picked off before it got there. Another odd man rush, shorthanded. Connor has a cutting Barron, and a shot save made by Ottinger. Stars twist back the other way. Last rush on the power play. Robertson for Sagan. Back for Robertson. Thomas Harley finds Robertson. Out of the box comes Scheifele. Harley's shot fought off by Hellebuck. And centered where Robertson off of him. Hellebuck unable to freeze. Stars try and bank it in. Harley was wide open at the high slot. Wanted the puck. It never came to him. More tempers flare afterwards.
Yeah, there's some friction down there, man. Scheifele and Sagan at one another. They're buddies off the sheet. There are no friends at ice level tonight. Scheifele's eyes are just wild. Marchment and Morrissey were staring at one another as they drifted out to center ice. Look, I love it. The Stars were not very good tonight, and they're not going quietly. I'd hate to see them just, drop down and take this and then try to lick their wounds and go back to Dallas for Game 6 and try to wrap it up. They aren't going quietly tonight.
We will go to break. 4:20 left in the third. Stars down 3-0 here in Game 5. You're listening to Dallas Stars Playoff Hockey, brought to you by PNC Bank on the ticket.
Hey, Stars fans, look no further than the Children's Health Star Centers for the coolest birthday party in town. With 4 different packages to choose from, you can find the perfect party that works for any size group. Enjoy private ice time, party rooms, pizza, broomball, and more for the best party around. So be sure to think of the Children's Health Star Centers for your next birthday or private event. For more information and inquiries, please visit us at dallasstars.com/starcenters.
Hi, I'm Sam Slayton, CEO of Sante Center for Healing. Sante was founded almost 30 years ago with a commitment to help people suffering with the disease of addiction. That commitment has helped thousands get their lives back, and Sante can help you and your loved ones too. We provide the highest level of around-the-clock care with proven treatments to where you will always have someone looking out for you. You're never alone at Sante. A confidential counselor is available to you anytime. Find us at santecenter.com.
This is Dallas Stars Hockey on Sports Radio 96.7 and 1310. The Ticket!
It's like a big, violent fondue pot down there at Canada Life Center, especially in this third period. The Jets ahead 3-0 with 4 and change to go in regulation. I think Mark Scheifele spent the entirety of that commercial break just laying into I think it was a linesman, not even the referee. Now Scott Arneal, their head coach, is giving it to the ref. Scheifele's taken some punishment in these playoffs. He missed a couple of games when he got filled in by Braden Shen in that St. Louis series, and he got flat cold-cocked from the captain here in the third.
Cody Ceci shoots it in from center. Around it goes. Essa Lindell from the left wing. Funneled it low. Braden Shen's brother Luke cut it off and got it back towards neutral ice. Dallas in retreat. Under 4 minutes to go as Ceci chips it in. Stars facing a familiar-looking scoreline here against Winnipeg in this building. Game 1 notwithstanding, goals have been hard to come by here at Canada Life Center. Left wing, Dadonov. Wide on Pionk, towards the net. Hellebuck made the save. One little extra poke by the Stars, and that'll draw the ire surrounding Sam Steele as it's whistled down.
Well, it wouldn't be very Stars Jets in this building without a late... We got a shot at Scheifele on the bench. He's lost his mind. He won't give it up. He took that shot, that free shot from Ben, and it has just sent him wild. Everybody on the Jets bench is trying to simmer him down a little bit. But the Stars, they've been drilled in this building a few times, both times in the regular season, but they scored late. Just to squash the shutout bid for Hellebuck. Couldn't do it in Game 2 here as they drop that one 4-0.
They pulled Ottinger, a 6-on-5. Here's Rantanen, right side, shot, save made, rebound, and there was room for Johnston on the putback. Now Heiskanen to drive, hit layers of bodies, and it's cleared. Boy, it looked like that might fall for Wyatt Johnston there on the rebound. The Stars have to chase it back in their own zone. Now or never time for Dallas. Trying to pull off a miracle here at Canada Life Center. Down by 3 with 3:10 and counting. Mikko Rantanen weaves in. Rantanen, shot, right arm save, Hellebuck. Mason Appleton with it. Contacted in the corner. Stars with the number advantage. Press and try and work the puck loose as Appleton standing on it. Protecting with the boot. His right foot. They dislodge. And it goes behind the net. Rantanen hustling there. Fed it out of front and swept along by Hellebuck. The Stars, though, keep possession. Miro Heiskanen, left wing side. Duchesne shot off, bodies up and out of play. Johnston with a wrestling match, and he goes down.
He was riding Pion
in the slot. Yeah, he had him from behind, and then they just wrestled each other to the ice.
Everything but a saddle that time. He came close in the slot. He's been maybe the Stars' most dangerous player here tonight. A couple of chances in the second period. He had that one go over the net just moments ago. I know Tyler Seguin hit the crossbar in the second too, but the kid's he's been eager to get into the fray right in front of Hellebuck. Every time there's a whistle, there's a scrum or a tussle. It feels like it's taking forever here.
2:36 left. Ottinger remains on the bench. 6 in white. Trying to dent this shutout for Hellebuck and plant a seed of doubt here in the Jets late in Game 5. Steele gets ejected from the draw. Mikko Rantanen in. Movement early from everyone. A reset. Rantanen and Scheifele, they'll have to reset again. As the boos rain down here at Canada Life Center. Scheifele and Rantanen. Puck played towards the sidewall. Rantanen bulldozes his way there. Jars it loose for Steele. Bank play for Robertson. Now Harley up near the line. Left wing side. Controlling. The Stars Rantanen. Looking for a redirection. Never got one. And it rides the wall back out at center. Stars back at Mikko Rantanen. Pursued by Connor. Calmly plays keep away. But the Stars battling the Jets and the clock. 2:05 and counting as it's dumped in by Dallas. Off the corner board, Morrissey checked by Marchment. Taking away Rantanen in front. The tip by Seguin. Lines up on the near side. Harley over the left wing. Robertson. Down to the corner. Rantanen. He gets contacted. Scheifele to the line. Not out. Harley flings one off target. Mason Marchment, right wing corner. Dallas on the attack. It's grabbed by Harley. Harley fumbled it away, then Velarde did the same. Harley managed to somehow keep that in. Get it back is Steele behind the net. Gets knocked down, reaching for the puck in the trapezoid. Never got to it. Harley keeps in a clearing attempt. Down 1:22 and counting. Still 3-0 Jets, who steal it away, put it off the body of Harley, and then the Stars clear it themselves on friendly fire on the keep it.
Or they understand just playing lines when you're playing against a goalie pulled 6-on-5, and it just about cost the Jets there as Velarde couldn't get it out.
The whiteout waving in the final minute here as the Stars with a shot hints turned aside Hellebuck. Off of Johnston, goes back for Granlund on the left wing. Perfetti digs it out, chips on the backhand, the puck is loose. Ehlers hustles after it and scores. Heiskanen came back trying to wipe him out and get there first. Nikolai Ehlers with his second 2-goal game of this series. They come in what will be the 2 Jets wins, the exclamation point on an extension of this series here in Winnipeg.
Well, it's obviously the slamming of the sarcophagus here in Game 5, but again, it displays a little bit of the path that Miro Heiskanen has to go down to get back up to speed again. Normally, I know Ehlers can really fly, but Miro was about 2 steps ahead of him and then couldn't match the speed. And that puts Ottinger back in net and pretty much puts a bow on Game 5.
Liam Bichsel back behind the Stars net. Dallas knew they would get the best from the regular season's best, and the Winnipeg Jets not ready to see their season end. They live to fight another day. 22 seconds. Perfetti, the lone assist on the Ehlers' empty net tally. Fleury gets it out to center. Game 6 will be Saturday back at American Airlines Center. That place is going to be going nuts then with the Dallas faithful, but tonight it's Winnipeg's crowd, the whiteout, and then more pushing and shoving as the horn sounds. All of this fodder now for a series that officially goes deep. The Jets stave off elimination. The Stars turn their sights to the weekend with their second chance to bounce the Jets.
They are up and loud and saluting the President's Trophy winning Winnipeg Jets, who look the part here tonight. Every aspect of why they were the best team in the regular season showed up in a must-win game. You know, their goaltender was perfect. He was the best goaltender, the stingiest one in the regular season. They had the best power play in the regular season. They scored twice with the extra man. Their checking game was on point. They allowed the fewest goals in the regular season. And it's always difficult to match or even come close at times to a team, like a really good team that is facing the finality of their season. And the Stars didn't come close in this one. And they get drilled 4-0 again in Winnipeg. Now it immediately flips over and the Stars have to hold their home ice again. That's a big boost for them, as you mentioned, Josh, with that building going nuts. And it's like having an extra little shot of energy within the overall group. And for the Jets, they got to face down their demons. They have not won a road playoff game. They've struggled mightily to win away from home in the playoffs, and their season will be over if they don't do it in Game 6 and force a Game 7 in this building. And I'm sure you're going to hear a lot from the Stars' perspective about, Pete DeBoer is 9-0 in Game 7s, but I don't want to roll that dice again in this building at the end of this series against that team and that goaltender.
143 minutes and 22 seconds of consecutive shutout time by Connor Hellebuyck. And so, it definitely feels like Game 6, the Stars still very much in the driver's seat, and yet there's going to feel like some pressure because of that, because if you do have to come back here, you would be facing a team that has back-to-back wins for the first time in the series. You'd be facing Hellebuyck and this team that have those elongated, expanding numbers. And so Dallas in front, but will certainly be urgent over the weekend. And now here are going to come all the storylines as Connor Hellebuyck on cue gets the salute from the crowd. They were chanting MVP in the starting lineup before this game started, but he's going to have a lot of demons and a lot of questions between now and Saturday because of what has been his stat line on the road this year. 0-5 with a goals against average of close to 6 and a save percentage of under 800.
Yeah, look, the inability to match on the road, which has been a big thing for them, to get that Lowry line out there against Rope, Hansen, and Rantanen, and that I just think the Stars couldn't muster up the type of energy and intensity, and almost team-wide they didn't look very good in the game tonight. They didn't play all that well. They got saved in the first period by their netminder. Otherwise, they'd have been down by a couple of goals in that one. And, all the things that make the Winnipeg Jets an elite team showed up here tonight. It's just one game. I'll reiterate, I love the fact that the Stars got a little greasy and sandpapery and chippy and at times savage as the game went along. The last thing you want to be is a good loser, and they weren't tonight. The captain got quite a shot in on Scheifele there, and they at least let him know that you might win tonight, but you're in for it here the rest of the way. And hopefully that shows up and manifests itself in Game 6 in Dallas, which we can say all the cliche things and all that, treat it like a Game 7. It's not, but they're gonna try to do that. They're obviously gonna have to get the urgency ramped up a little bit and find some discipline, right? You can't load up the opposition's power play, 5-6 times a night and just expect your penalty kill to continue to be that heroic and close them down. And they couldn't do it tonight. Just too many in a short period of time in the game, and that was really the flipper in this one.
Crazy there wasn't a 5-on-5 goal in the game. Clearly the Stars were shut out. The 4-on-4, a 5-on-3, a conventional 5-on-4 power play, and then the empty net completion from Nikolai Ehlers as he caps off a 2-goal game. We also talked about their big guys getting on the board, and Scheifele and Connor each had multi-point games. Scheifele, of course, is the benefactor of that deflection off Harley in the game opening goal, but still finds his way onto the score sheet. And meanwhile, the Edmonton Oilers, who took care of business in overtime, are probably sitting there just licking their chops about this, because the longer this goes, we talk about how there's carryover, and the Stars, man, they've played a lot of hockey these last few years, and series don't end before 6 games in Dallas. This is going to be the 10th straight series that goes at least 6 games, the 21st time in their last 22 series, a stretch that dates back to 2007. And so you thought maybe this could be a night where they could just put the Jets to bed and re-rack and get ready for Edmonton. Now they find themselves in what feels like just an enormous game against a club that might have some belief over the weekend back in Dallas.
Yeah, well, they never face cotton balls and bottom feeders in the playoffs. It always seems to be a gauntlet, and you're not going to beat some of the best teams in the league in 4 and 5 games very often, and they haven't been able to do that. This is an interesting series now. The Oilers are elated. They sit there and they smash each other's brains in. And a lot of times you need to get through somebody quickly to have enough. I'll say this, though, the counter to that for the Stars is they're getting people back. And now, more than ever, they probably need their depth a little bit. Some guys just haven't really shown up in the series as of yet. They've relied heavily on some individual performances in the Finns primarily. So some other guys are going to have to get a little hungrier, a little more spirited with their game and execute, and not allow the Jets to play from the front. I think that's a big thing. It'll be a big thing in Game 6 to get on home ice, try to play from the front, set up their checking game, and see if they can get through these Jets and send them to summer and a rematch of the Western Conference Final. But man, it's amazing, the Stanley Cup playoffs, because one game and all of a sudden everything feels different again, Like it felt so comfortable. They're up 3-1. They're coming into Winnipeg. They've already won a game in this building, and Hellebuck's had some issues and all that. And he looks like the Vezina winner here tonight. They look like the team they've been all season long. Their head coach said he wanted them to be the best version of themselves and go out and win a hockey game. That's what they did tonight. Now the question for them, for their side, I guess, would be, can they win 3 games in a row against the Dallas Stars? That is a tall order for any club.
And it starts with a club that has not won on the road in a couple of years now in the postseason, and that's the one that stands right in front of them. For the Stars, meanwhile, they'll just try and park this and go back to the blueprint that has worked so well for them because they have not trailed at any point in time in the 2 games back in Dallas. It's nuts, Razor, for as good as these teams are and as evenly matched as they seem like they are in a series that's going to go at least 6 games. There's been one lead change in the entire 5 games so far. It was the first one in Game 1 when Winnipeg opened the scoring and then Mikko Rantanen went nuts. Aside from that, whoever has scored first has never trailed, and that's been the answer. It's usually coincided with which team is wearing the darker jerseys on home ice, and Dallas just needs that trend to keep going for one more game.
Yeah, doesn't it feel that way in this year's playoffs, though, that home ice is an advantage? I mean, there have been playoffs before where it was like a toss-up, whether a home team was going to win or a road team was going to win, but you have the clubs getting through for the most part that have been nearly unbeatable on home ice. The Jets moved to 6-1. The Stars are 5-1. Edmonton went 4-1. Carolina 5-0. The teams like Vegas that are 2-4 on home ice are on to summer. So keep that going for one more game. The Stars want that, and then they can. If that doesn't happen in Game 6, then they need the reversal of it in Game 7.
So Game 6 will be Saturday time to be determined, but keep tuned because those numbers will probably come out here shortly as Dallas and Winnipeg will require one more at least back at American Airlines Center over the weekend. That is Saturday, Game 6. The Stars lead this best-of-7 series now 3-2. But that will do it for us here on The Ticket. Keep it tuned because we've got the Dallas Stars playoff post-game show brought to you by 7-Eleven and Toyota. Michael Dixon, Bruce Levine take over on the other side of the break. For now, big thanks up here to Jerry Richardson, John Sponsler. For Daryl Ray, I'm Josh Bogorod saying good night. One final time, your final score, the Jets stay alive with a 4-0 lead. This series shifts back to Dallas, and we will talk to you then on Saturday. Until then, good night from Winnipeg.
The Dallas Stars postgame show is brought to you by
your logo on Sirius XM Channel 91 to talk the keys to his success over the years and the challenge of getting to the Stanley Cup Final 3 years in a row.
John, I'm going to ask you to be a little bit self-analytical and, being in the business that you're in and knowing how successful you've been and what drives you and motivates you, what do you think has been the key to your success over the years? I mean, every league you've been in, you've won, you've had the staying power, and you've had all kinds of championship pedigree. If you say, hey, look, I'm still going strong, I'm still chasing another ring, what is it that keeps you going, and what is it in particular that you feel has made you as successful as you've been?
I would say there's a couple things. Internally, it's the fire is still burning. And so I think that, first and foremost, is the biggest thing. Because when you lose your passion for it, and I've watched it happen to people, then you might as well you should get yourself out because you're just doing yourself and your team a disservice. So that passion is, first and foremost, the big thing. I would say on the other side of things, like Jeff Vinnick as an owner, and it kind of goes back to the previous question about stability. And that's one of the things we've had. And so Julian Breesbaugh was my general manager in the minors and now the NHL. So we've been together for how many years? We had Steve Eisenman in the early part of that, and he kind of was like the mentor. He was the actual one that brought me in, but we've had that stability. Only 2 GMs, but both of them work together. We've had one owner, one coach.